Holy moly! Wait, is it live yet? Is it live yet, guys? Guys, is it live yet? Yo, guys, are we live yet? Oh, it sounds like it. I can hear myself. Holy moly, I can hear myself. Alright, delay seems good. Energy's good. Everything seems good. I was trying to time it up with your guys' countdown. Holy spam. You guys were like doing 10, 9, 8, so I was trying to time it up, but I don't think it timed up. No, doesn't seem good. Yo, Afterthought, what's good? Welcome, bro. Welcome. What's up, bro? Dude, I'm so hyped. I'm so hyped for this. I'm literally so hyped for this. Let's go, Tribe. SSG on top. NHG on top. Alright, so the stream starts in 29 minutes. I was thinking we could run some, like, I don't know, like mini games or whatever people want to run while we wait. If STMN wins, buy me Brawl Pass Plus. If they win all the way through finals, I'll consider it. Give me mod, I deserve it. Yo, what's good, Unk? W. David. I'll probably do a friendless giveaway this stream, guys. So make sure everybody likes it up. Likes it up. Sure everybody likes it up. NHG on top. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Zemp better win this. Wait, who's this guy? Who's in Nintendo, bro? Who's Nintendo, bro? Zemp got this, dog. Don't worry. Alright. Let's go. We'll pop over to friendless giveaway. I'll unadd you so I got... yeah. This guy, bro. This guy, bro. Alright, what do we want? Do we want mini games or scrims? What do we want? What do we want while we wait? Quit a goat manager. Look at this guy self-glaze himself over here. Mini games. Scrims. A lot of scrims. Alright, I think I'll run a poll. I'll run a poll. Because today isn't specifically anything specific. But let's see. What do we do while we wait? Just talked with Vegeta. He's locked. Yeah, Elevate's definitely my second favorite. Vegeta is like, if for me it goes Sans, then Vegeta for like my all-time favorites. Of course, your boy Zemp's got to be up there now too. Yeah, I'm close to 80k as well. All right, let's do mini games. I'm close to, and I'm also close to getting my fame up. I just want to make sure that was on stream so I could record it. Elevate's underrated. They are and they aren't. You know, they are and they aren't. Oh god, we have a lobby code. Everybody's seeing a lobby code right now. Alright, I think mini games is probably gonna win. So I think we'll start with mini games. For this monthlies, I'd like to go Vegeta, God Noob, Ducky, sadly not playing, yep, and then Zemp. Okay. That's a respectful list, bro. That's a respectful list. I like all those players. So, yeah, for me, it's definitely like Sans, Vegeta. Dude, I don't even know. I haven't watched a lot of God Noob, but I know he's good. Obviously, Zemp. Ducky's up there for me, too. I got the first 3 added, and Zemp is chilling. I've talked to him a lot, or a bit. Yeah, for sure. Personality goes a long way. That's why I don't like a lot of esports players, because their personalities are chopped. Alright, this is a Rico Madness minigame. So basically, everybody goes Rico, and you just try to kill each other. It's pretty brain rot, but I think it would be fun. I guess we'll do minigames for while we're waiting. I gotta keep track of time. So it starts at 3 my time. So the code's at the top. Anybody who wants to play while we wait, join up. I might pick a random mini game, and that will be like the reward will be friendless or something. Black Belt's Goatcaster, appreciate you. I haven't done. I've only casted one tournament in like the last month. Kind of taking a break from casting, but I think this will be a nice refresher. Should I get my fame real quick, guys? Do I have enough to collect for it? I don't know. If I have enough, I should do it, right? Just because I did want that recorded on stream. All right, wait. There's 150 rules. Just play Rico and kill. Exactly. Chat for every minigame. Perfect. Perfect. Bro, Chev is glazing STMN right now. Holy moly. We got one more spot, gang. Elevate's my number one, and NHG my number two. W! We got command converted, bro. We got command converted to new heights. So W. And Eternal's number three. I forgot about having Aliani's added, so he's over Zem. Dang, bro. Yeah, Eternal's good. Bro, here's my thing. If Elevate is gonna lose this finals, they're either gonna lose in the first round to Eternal, which I don't think they will, but they could lose. They're not gonna lose semifinals no matter what. No matter who goes to semifinals, Elevate's gonna beat the semifinals out. And they might choke the finals. They might choke the finals to either Tribe or NHG. That's my predictions. Elevate will lose either the Tribe or NHG in the finals. They will probably win the first round, but there's always a chance. Semifinals, they'll definitely win the semifinals. And then I think, I think if Tribe makes it to finals, they're gonna win. If Tribe makes it to finals, they're gonna win. Like, no STMA. I don't think STMN's making it out of the first round. I'm sorry, Chef. Is Livy sitting on Grom and Costco and Lily? Bruh. Everybody make sure you go Rico. Everybody go Rico. Eternal low-key, my number one underdog. They can compete with everyone, not gonna lie. I don't think she has a chance, but we'll root for them. Well, I appreciate that. Did you see, Blackie, what I wrote in the bottom of the minigame? No, I didn't. Sub to Black Belt 9. We like that energy. Alright, let's get this first round going. Everybody's Rico now. Yo, Aftermath, how could you see people's... What? How did bro know? Gert, yo. Yo, what's good? It took me 15 minutes to write that. Holy moly. W Game Boy. What's good, Wrench? Holy W Game Boy, dude. Alright, wait. I gotta lock in, chat. I'm one of the few egg Ricos, bro. We gotta lock in. Holy cooked. Wait, this isn't actually that bad. Wait, let's just do a... Yo, get out of here, Game Boy. You're geeking for no reason. Oh, I got Chev. There goes STM. STMN is out of the lobby, dude. Chev just sold them. I gotta clutch up for my boys. Oh my, holy bad, cycle over here. Holy moly. Yep. Alright, we're good. Dude, this map is chaos. Give me that power cube. Wait, woot. No! Oh my gosh. Oh, he's got a little heel pad. That's cooked. Look at this little nerd. Look at this little nerd on his heel pad. Alright, wait. Dude, it's so wonky. Yo, wait, what is this kid? No, Afterthought. No, where did this kid come from, bro? Where did this kid come from, dude? Dude, I'm glitched! Holy moly. Alright, we're gonna have to back up. Wait. No! No! Alright. Gang, who's gonna win, bro? This is so hard. Oh god. Alright, we're one tap away, I think, from death. Right now. I'll take them all out, bro. I don't care. I'm lagging. No! The heels are crazy. The heel pad's crazy. Can I join the next minigame? Yeah, we'll get people in here, bro. Superset's losing. Holy fumble. Yeah. Dude, that heel pad is actually insane. Look at this. Dude, Afterthought's gonna win, I think. Oh no, he got cooked. Yeah, Game Boy might just be too tough on his own map. Look at this nerd sitting on the heel pad. Bro, he won his own mini game. Fair play, bro. Fair play. Fair play, bro. It makes sense, bro. He spent how long making that mini game? Chat, who wants win trade this mini game? Yo. Chat, you died in like the first 2 seconds. It wasn't the heel pad, it was my gadget. Oh, you did have the different... You had this one. We'll heal him, that's right. I forgot about that. No! No, why'd he leave? No, why'd he leave? That's crazy. Alright, we can run this one back if we want. We'll run this one back. We'll get new people in. We could rehost the lobby after like 3 or so. Should we switch minigame every 3 games or so? What do you think? We can switch the minigame like every 2 maybe. Or 3. 2 to 3 depending on the minigame. And then I think we rehost the lobby as well. What country am I from? I'm from North America. Or US. United States. What's up, Sean? Alright, I'm going to try this heal gadget tech he's talking about. Let's see what it's about. Let's see what we got going, bro. Who's texting me? Yeah. Alright, dude, this is gonna be goated. Fix unbelievable. It got 21 4 times out of 5. What? Yo, Chev, you trying to die this early? Oh my god, I died way too early. Oh nah. Do you approve of the map you played? Should be put. Yes, approve the map. Everybody approve the map. This would actually be a good community game mode. Like when you go to Map Maker, this would be a fun one for people to play. Unless they didn't pick Rico, and then they're cooked. Unless they didn't pick Rico. It's a city. What? NA is a state. What are you all yapping about? It's a city. Yo, yo, what? North America is what I mean by NA. You guys yapping about. Everyone fall into my rage bait. Okay, yeah, alright. There it is. Yep. Yeah, we're just rage baiting, bro. Isn't NA a region? Yes, Jonas, bro. He's just rage baiting for no reason. Look at this Game Boy, bro. Low-key, somebody picked Game Boy up for esports already. Somebody pick him up. Actually, he's not old enough yet. Whoa, did the stream just buffer? That's not legit. That's crazy. Yo, how dare the bitrate drop? How dare it, bro? Let me see, gang. Alright, make sure you guys refresh the live stream so you're up like with no delay, because the bitrate's kind of bugging out. YouTube's not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming. Okay. Fun. Don't ask me why. We got a 1v1 between Woots and Snooper. Didn't ask for your rating. I will not be picking him up. Yeah. 0 out of 10 rage fate. Oh, that's what you're asking. Brown belt, bro. How had he hyper? GG. Brown milk. Come on, Woot. Come on, Woot. Come on, Woot. Come on, Woot. Don't give up, Woot. Ah. No. It's Usper. That's how you say it, I think. Usper. NHG, yes sir. Yes sir. Yes sir. He used to be in my club. Oh. Easy. My map. Alright, one more Rico Madness. And then we're switching to a different game mode. We got 15 minutes, gang. 15 minutes, gang. Oh. At some point in stream, I'm going to do a friend list giveaway for people who have not been added yet as well. So all you guys sending those requests in right now, I will be adding one person in chat today, just because why not? But how you 80k but can't even team queue to match? Bro, I'm just hitting 80k. I was 50k a month ago, bro. I'm just now grinding the game. Relax. And I haven't tried team queuing to masters yet. Oh, that gadget's actually nice. Gadget's nutty, bro. Wow, that reaches me from there? That's insane. Wow, how is that reaching me from there? That's insane. Dude, the egg's too fat, bro. He's too fat to reach into it, bro. Wait, let me get... Wait, this guy's not ready for what I'm about to do to him. You ready, Afterthought? No! He used his heel catch. No. Bro, who's deleting Command's messages, bro? Oh, he said Tribes beating NHG. Yeah. Oh, Rage Bait. Wait, did he just win already? Bro, did he just win already? Bro just won like that? That's crazy. 100k isn't going to be impressive, anyone? Ugh. Win trading. Belt, can I get the ad? Wrench, bro. I will remove you from the friend list. I will remove you. Who is the best name in history? It's okay. Bro did not deserve the timeout. No, he didn't. No, he didn't. We don't know what Sean's doing. Yo, we got applications. Who wants to be a YouTube mod for me? Who wants to be a YouTube mod for me? My mods are chalked right now. Just kidding. Trunk is adorable. Yo. Please don't rage bait today. Tribe is not winning. Did I mention that I'm 101k? 101k makes a big difference. Bro, Tribe be losing. I'm gonna rehost. Okay, bet. Rehost for the new minigame, guys. Oh, nah. Oh, he's getting deep legendary now. He's getting in deep legendary now. Bruh, Kevu's in deep legendary now. I gotta catch up, gang. Wait, I'm gonna expose him real quick. Not really. No one clip this. No one send this to him. No one clip this. Yeah, we're watching monthly finals, guys. It's okay. It's Rezu, Snackers, and Kevu in monthly finals. It's okay. I think they lost this game. That's my... Oh! Kevu almost had it there. That's crazy. Not a good time for me to hop in, I think. Alright, I'm gonna leave them to it. I'm gonna leave them to it. Kevu's OP. Bro, he was getting carried so hard the other day. Nah, Rezu's low-key a W carry. It's low-key a W carry. No grass. I want to be mod. Yeah, I can talk. By the way, I found a Lumi trick in Brawl Arena. What's that? What's the Lumi trick? I hope you learned your lesson. Bruh. Stop the Kevu glaze? No, no one actually glazes that, man. We do Primo Sumo would be fun. Alright, everybody Primo. Alright? Everybody Primo it up. Diva it up. Alright. We got 12 minutes, boys. We got 12 minutes. I probably shouldn't, like I presented today, so, like, my throat is so cooked. It's not support closed captions, 14 and 4K resolutions. Yeah, we know. Bro, the 10-year-old in his Discord glaze him like he's a 24-karat golden donut. Bro. 24 carats a lot. I got a little bit of that 10k on the neck. Also with Draco, if you die using the gadget, you get insta level 15. Bro, what? Alright, the rules are, go El Primo and use the suplex gadget. You can kill and attack, super, hyper, and gadget each other. It's a free-fall with Primo only, kind of like the Rico thing. But the rule is everybody should go suplex gadget, right? Join the VC, music time. Okay, I can do that. I'll put it in my my earphones, I guess. Why is Aftermath in a ranked match right now? Yo, Afterthought. Yo. Why are we in a ranked match right now, bro? There's no way all these guys just hopped in here. This is crazy. Alright, wait, I gotta pull up my stream again. Where you at? Aftermath, get out of ranked or kicked. Peak YouTuber. Aftermath, go out of French probably just using a voice. Oopsies. Chef says Rio. 18 watching right now goes crazy. Bro, we hit like 32 the other. Bro, this map is close. Yo. Nah, no, bro. Bro, I just got stream sniped, bro. I just got bullied. Bro, I gotta wait here mad long before I die, too. I gotta wait here mad long before I die. This is the most painful thing ever. Bro, just kill me already, bro. Jesus. Oh, there's Prince. Yep, that's what you get. Yeah, that's what you get. Oh. Alright, let's see what the gang's got. Bro, let's see what the gang's got. We got Game Boy and the Teddy Primo. Yeah, no, Wrench is not old, guys. Alright, we got Casca's already got a super. He's gonna pressure Game Boy. Kaiser's on the Dino Primo. Ew. Commands, bro. When did Command sneak in here? This guy's aura farming too much. Aftermath's sitting happy in the middle. Woot's on the right. Game Boy's getting pressured by Casca. Aftermath's going to start getting double teamed here. We'd like to see it. Little gangbang in the middle. Alright, Command's definitely dead here. Oh, he got away with it. Alright, who's going to finish off the Vampire? Who's going to finish him off? Yep, there we go. Finished. Alright, looks like Command used a little gadget there. Everybody's got super. Bad gadget, counter gadget for Game Boy. Woot's going to get back in, but now he's going to get specialed. W. See what Command can do here. He's got his hyper. He's the only one with a hyper. Or Game Boy has hyper, just not super yet. I don't really remember what El Primo's hyper even does. I think it's just a bigger explosion. Alright, it's starting to get close here. The smoke is closing in. Anybody's basically dead here. Ooh, bad gadget. Bad gadget by Kaiser. Game Boy's got hyper. He's going to throw. He's going to use it. Game Boy's dead, bro. He's the fish, bro. Everybody's going for him right now. Once you're the fish in this game, you're dead, bro. Kaiser tried to charge super, but you can't charge super off the smoke. Aftermath's in a good position here. No longer in a good position, and I think everybody's going to go for him a little bit. Casca's probably sitting in the best position right now, to be honest. Nice hyper in the middle. Bro. Kaiser wins it, bro. No way. That's crazy. STMM versus STMM Real. Bro. 7 minutes, guys. Bro, I got ganged on early. Like, intermissions and stuff, we'll run some mini games as well. French is pre-Jurassic era. That's crazy. Chef's actually on Edgar, by the way. Bro. Chef, get off Edgar, dude. Yeah, we saw you. No, you're not slick. Get off Edgar, bro. Dude, Aftermath, why are you using mod menu, bro? Stop using mod menu on stream. You're an idiot, bro. You're actually so dumb for that. Bro. What am I looking at in Discord? I'll be watching stream. Nice work. Your map, Rico Manus, has been approved by enough players to be published. Dang! Game Boy's map's published, eh? What mod menu? Don't worry about it. It's not for little boys. Alright, we got 6 minutes. Let's run at least one more Primo. Unmute me. Help. Bruh. Bro thinks I'm helping him. How many subs should you get if it wins? What do you mean? Alright. Yo, we knew Chev was on Edgar, bro. We gotta go for Chev. We gotta go for Chev. Oh, God. Yep. Bruh! Dude, these games are always impossible with viewers. I get cooked. Chev's back on premium. Yeah, that's right. What mod menu? Bruh. 5 minutes left. Thank you, gang. Yeah, y'all keep me honest, bro. Y'all keep me honest, bro. Crazy Raccoon, please win. They're not in this, bruh. Yeah, these kids they might be stupid. Come on, Zeta! What? Yo, these guys are rage baiting nobody. These guys are rage baiting nobody right now. These guys are literally. This is North America, not APAC. Thank you, bro. Thank you. It's NA, dude. Like, bro. Love from India. Dude, why are they rage baiting right now? Why are they rage baiting?
Welcome back to another exciting month of the Brawl Stars Championship. This time,
oh shoot!
The summer split. I can't wait for all the action that's to come in.
Is this the trailer? Are they rerunning the trailer?
Before that, let's do a quick recap of what happened during the Brawl Cup in May.
Right off day one,
SK Gaming and Humble showed EMEA dominance by putting on 3.
Oh, it's a rewind of the other region right now. It's a rewind of the other region right now. Bro, y'all can't kill until the smoke comes in. Wait, yeah, what is this guy trying to get at, bro?
Zeta Division, and in a shocking turn of events, Tribe Gaming losing to Loud 2-3.
Oh, they're rewinding everything, actually.
At this point for the losing teams, especially Toxic Lotus.
They're rewinding a bit of everything. Of course Game Boy wins again, bro. This guy's too tough.
However, with their backs against the wall, Toxic Lotus came back with the most unexpected victory.
You have delay? I don't know if you need to know. How much delay? Like my stream delay? If you just refresh the stream, it should fix it. Everybody take a quick refresh. I won't say anything that cool. Yo, Sean, you suck, bro. Bro, look at the live chat on Brawl stream.
The match between SK Gaming
and
Zeta Division was the highlight of the day, giving us a 3-2.
Look at you guys. Look at yo, Afterthought. Let's go, Humble. SSG's taking this W. You guys are weird for this, bro. You guys are weird for this. NCO plays is from our stream, or like, I don't think he's in the stream right now though. Yeah, hey. Wait, it's at Brawl Sean. Shut up, dude. It's NA. 10 side! Yo, these kids are... Bro, they're not real! They just spawned in today. I swear to God, these guys just spawned in today. I am. What do you mean, bro? I'm here, right here. Like, right here. This guy, bro. I knew you were from the, like, I knew you've been in streams before. I didn't know if you were in it, though. At Blackwell9 told us to vote for Humble. No, I didn't, bro. NHG. This guy, bro. This guy's literally rage baiting. Brawl Sean, shut up, it's NA. Yep, there we go. W Truzy, bro. Love from India. Yo, Aftermath. SK Gaming winning today. Come on, bro. What are you doing, bro? What are you doing? I hope Humble, TH, Zeta, or CR wins. I was testing you guys. Yes, Chubbs! Yes, Chubbs! Yeah, Drage is like playing or subbing for some reason.
The energy
Should I be like,
was
yo,
the crowd was
come to my watch party?
was played on stage.
Chat.
But alas, there can only be one. And that was
Promo! Shameless promo. Bro, STMN is NA. Yeah, we know. Oh, Chef's just rage baiting for some reason. Bro's just rage baiting for some reason.
Humble secured an extra slot in the World Finals for the EMEA region. SK Gaming, as well as Zeta Division,
Extra spot in the World Finals is kind of crazy.
LCQ later this year. All that action, all that excitement, and we're only halfway through this.
Where's Reddy? Dude, the commentators aren't even in yet. Told us that Zeta or CR wins. Bro. How loud's the audio compared to my mic? Pretty quiet.
Not yet. The next chapter begins now with the summer split. Starting now, the points are
Oh, I'm trying to figure out the best way to do this.
every region
0 suggestions. What does that even mean?
counts.
Should I rehost a minigame or wait for a break? It's up to you guys.
Second chance of the last
I'm just gonna wait and see like how long, because usually they put like a timer on.
those answers. So lock in, dial up, let's roll.
To new heights, but to bless lies torture your ears from song.
Setback is for a comeback, and you can bet North America's tired of being punchline. The Brawl Cup didn't go to plan. Tribe Gaming dropped out on day 1. Elevate followed on day 2. It was
Alright, so it's 10 minutes before, but they're gonna do some prelude stuff that might be cool.
Eyes are on the June monthly finals. Domestically, Tribe's been untouchable.
Blackville, sing karaoke if NHG wins. Bruh. It's under consideration.
And reclaiming pride on familiar ground. Let's bring in the crew and see if NA can remind the world what they're made of. It's our Kenny and Reddy waiting in the wings. Guys,
Reddy's waiting in the rings, chat.
collapse or a wake-up call for
No one is watching your watch party, little bro.
I think this is exactly what North America
Ah.
is, in my opinion. A region that is capable of...
Do I fall for the rage bait?
It's always been my favourite region. It always probably will be. And I think that we're going to see shockwaves now from North
Oh,
America.
rage bait. Let's be honest.
And what the perfect time of season it is to do just that.
Consideration?
Everybody in this region, frankly, whether it's Tribe, I want to see
You should tell people in chat, go to your stream. Bro, I just did that and I instantly got somebody hating for no reason. Blackball, you probably only have 2 viewers or something. Yo, Chef, you're one of the viewers, bro! Yo, Chef. Yo, Chef. You are in my stream. Oh, rage bait.
it hurts. It hurts. Deserved or not,
It's literally in my stream. L Rage Bait. You have more viewers now than that guy has ever had.
women matter.
Bro, it's all good.
Obviously, long before the broadcasting days, I'm a resident of North America.
But why are they glazing Elevate and Trap?
The world as well. I know that they're built better. I know that they've got it in them. Tribe were so dominant.
This guy, I'm not clicking on this guy's profile. Nice try.
Exit the way
Nice try.
And it has a lot to prove today now.
Chill, isn't Chill Guy in like Command? Isn't Chill Guy one of your viewers, bro?
NA, but that's another topic. Maybe some roster changes will help Arc. Let's see. We have-
Don't watch Black Will 9's watch party. He is mean scammer and stole the kids from the basement, bro.
Huge change up here as well.
People should go to your stream like be like better Wi-Fi.
Best in North America gone to
Nah, Black Will, I actually think people will watch his streams.
It's true, I promise.
You guys are rage baiting. You guys are the whole chat over here, bro. Is a great content creator. So much rage bait. So little time. Chill Guy says I have a creator added. I am a creator, dummy. This guy, bro.
Changes have helped out if those new rosters have had enough time to build that needed chemistry.
Do a friendless giveaway. I am gonna do a friendless giveaway. I am gonna do one.
Not performing
I think we're gonna run a mini game and the winner is gonna get it. I just haven't decided which one yet. Yo, I have only one creator added. The one that matters. Don't worry.
It's been a repeat every single month. 3 straight tries.
Don't worry. The only one that matters, bro.
Seconds. Teams like Pioneer, Space Station Gaming closely behind, and obviously with STMN acquiring one, also acquiring his points alongside them, so they're going to jump up to that 5th.
We'll do it, Michael Jackson. We'll do a friendless giveaway. At some point. I unadded 5 creators from the other day, and I'm tempted to unadd on. Yeah. Bad, you have a huge. Yeah. Chef, what? He is official Super Record. W Glaze, Sean. W Glaze.
At a really pinnacle moment in time. Also, let's take a look at the bracket.
Black belt, you're cute, bro.
These matches might go down. Tribe Gaming, their first
I am a chill guy. Bro, that's not you, NCO. I know it's not.
Definitely going to be an interesting one to see a newcomer take on the #1 seed of North America, no doubt. STM versus Space Station.
STM versus no one cares, bro. SSG's winning. SSG's winning.
Then is our third quarterfinals match. To summarize the quarterfinals, Pioneers will take on Team Elect.
Another month where we were kind of split in between some of those teams.
Where are you guys in here? Alright, you guys are all offline, okay.
To fill out that predictions before the show.
New heights, yes, Tommy.
I'm glad we are finally.
Nah, black belt guy thinks people watch the stream. That's hashtag to new heights. Yo, I know we only know for each other for a few months, but I've developed feelings for you. Hashtag not. Hashtag to new heights. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I like that hashtag to new heights. Ask if you right out on things. W public setting. Best way to do it. W setting.
I am a little nervous for them.
So for me, I can't deny it. You know, I knew that I was going to get
Bruh.
but I'll take it.
Wait, the predictions, bro. Nobody has New Heights winning.
Kenny says the qualifiers, it was a tough one to watch.
Estimate looking good also in Scrim prediction, and heart goes out to
Nobody, bro.
not proven themselves on the big stages before.
Nobody. That's crazy. Invite me to the wedding, bruh. Prove them wrong, bro. Tell me something to say and I'll chat on that account. Say to new heights. Hashtag to new heights. I don't rank boost. I wouldn't be legendary if I ranked boost. Yeah, I ranked boost to legend. You are cute.
All that said, the stage is set now. All we need are our players. So let's call them in here.
Who just said Juan Carlos is a legend?
Gaming versus New Heights Gaming. Tribe's been flawless in an A, but that global stumble still lingers, Ark.
Yeah, absolutely. So coming off the back of the Brawl Cup, not an easy time to show their face. Nonetheless, is the #1 seed in
Bro, nah. Come on, bro. Ready just replied? No way.
It's as simple as that. That's what happens on a single set in qualifiers.
Dude, they're glazing Tribe too much. They're glazing Tribe too much. They're glazing them too much, bro. Hey, chat, we need the energy, dude. This ain't gonna take all of us.
In North America.
In the spring split, so we talked to them about
Zemp! Yep, Zemp. Why is Bilal better than Rafiki? That's just not even true. Vic, yo, at Kevu, what's good? Is he doing a watch party too, bro? I refuse to believe this kid's doing a watch party too. Said odds are low, he doesn't think he could do it. That's fine. Hello, Black Belt. I don't know who this kid is. What is it? Tamada. Yo, what? What's good? And kid. I'm doing fan service, chat. I'm doing fan service. I'm doing fan service, chat. Join the lobby, Blackie? Okay, one sec. Wait. They're still glazing! Oh!
Let's see if their summer split is just as good.
Yeah, this is going to be a real...
L Glaze, L Rage Bait.
Tribe Gaming, of course, who started the season so well, but, you know, this is the thing with double points. You know, you can have a fantastic...
So why is Kevu... Oh, he's playing ranked, that's why.
Someone can potentially overtake you.
To new heights.
Off the back of what was a very disappointing Brawl Cup performance. Tribe cannot drop this order. They've got to maintain it.
Let's see if this someone is gonna be a newcomer team. We had quite a few newcomers in the other regions as well. Now in NA, it's all about
Waylock in.
gaming. It's not an easy task though, Kenny, to go up
There's the code, by the way.
of the region in the quarterfinals already.
Oh, the Bay Area, GN, Zem, obviously a very good showing to make it this far. I mean, a team that kind of came out of nowhere and got a very nice victory over a team like SSG. So they didn't get here without some...
We lock in for what they say, bro.
Now they're going against Tribe Gaming. 27-7 in sets, like I mentioned. Only one team like Arc said has gotten them...
That's GOAT right there. That's the GOAT.
Team member playing a driving ban at this very moment. So I would say this is a David and Goliath story like you've never seen before.
I mean, if they would happen to be Tribe Gaming today, that was certainly going to the...
Their second GOAT. Their second GOAT, bro.
They can take this momentum also.
I don't think Zem's gonna be on camera, right? Because he's like in a van right now.
In North America, you know,
Easily.
this year. I mean, beyond Brawl Cup, that would be just insane. But we've seen crazy things. It's why we love it. It's why we always come back for it. And you know, just you can never really count out a newcomer. I think that Tribe will be going into this matchup in that very same idea, just kind of treating their opposition as if they were anyone else and not just kind of getting overconfident.
Not to linger on the past for too long, but we did say that same thing before. If that team A would now be Tribe Gaming, that would certainly go into the history books. That would be a crazy...
1 sec, I'm refreshing my
And
stream.
what happened when Toxic Lotus beat them in the Brawl Cup. Now, Tribe, they should be able to walk through the quarterfinals relatively unharmed, but never underestimate your opponents, Kenny.
Yeah, I think they're going to treat things with respect. I think that Tribe were served a little bit of a humble pie at the Brawl Cup.
How's the volume?
Here is going set 96-4. I think it is pretty.
Other than me yelling into the
A lot of
microphone.
times,
That was my
people
bad.
not think that the prediction one is even as we get these getting very one-sided when they probably shouldn't. Tribe Gaming should be massive favorites here. This is
96-4.
This is a team that have been phenomenal in this region, attempting to be the first team ever in North American history to go for 4 in a row. That is a crazy feat. It could happen today, and I definitely will believe in them over New Heights Gaming. But New Heights Gaming, of course, did make it here over beating some
96% versus 4.
In the qualifying stages, you know, if we went back and had this discussion, would we have ever...
What an
predicted that New Heights
absolute
Gaming would
underdog
defeat,
this
you know,
week.
a team like Space Station? No, we wouldn't. So for this matchup, I can't rule them out. And as we know, how influential the draft can be to get things right in that regard. If Tribe don't get this, you know, pinpoint on from the beginning and just make a statement, it could escalate out of control. So Hard Rock Mine up first. And certainly with a team like Tribe, you need to be cautious around tanks and the heavy lane brawler hitters. So I want to see some bans considered there. Of course, the tanky brawlers.
I'm
in
just
Hard
trying
Rock
to
Mine
avoid
can
an
really
echo
cause
because
a
my
big
mic is
problem.
kind of close
You know,
to
brawlers
the...
like, you know, even Daryl, Buster, that kind of thing. Jackie as
the
well. Gray, I
broadcast.
think needs to be up there in terms of the bans. Gus, I wouldn't be opposed to either, and it is banned out the Lumi as well as the Finks.
Your
on the
mic
side
is
of
high.
Tribe. And for New Heights Gaming, the Chester, the Tara, and the Jaeyoung.
Obviously, bro. I
That
turned it
boss
down for the
also
first
had
time in a
lot
year.
of showings yesterday in the SA region, just like you made. They seem to agree that he's the one brawler at the moment that you want to pick up on every map and mode, especially
first time in a
since,
year I
Lumi,
turned my mic
Hank,
down.
all those other very strong brawlers are basically banned
There
out
is now
every
Ego.
single time.
Zem.
Ruff's first pick. Now that's
I want to see
something
Zem too, but he's in a van right
evoked
now,
some
bro.
memories
It's
of
not gonna be-
yesterday. Kenny was the first.
He's got
pick
so much
also,
going on. You
in
can't
our
worry
very
about
first
that.
match of yesterday's. Yeah.
All right, wait, we're gonna lock in.
Yeah, it was, but Killer was coaching the other team, not Tribe Gaming, so
Ruffs
this is a
for
little
first
unique,
pick.
I would say. Colonel Ruffs has shown up quite a bit, I would say, in North American scrims, and I especially looked out for it after watching it in South America yesterday. I don't think this is a bad idea, but those are brawlers that I think are a little more popular here. Ruffs would have been a big one for Tribe Gaming. This might be New Heights Gaming just stealing a brawler. Next up, though, for sure,
I'm just
and one
turning it
that
down a
make the
little bit,
ban
it's
stage
like-
here is Hank, so I do think this is a steal. They could likely pair this with something if they want. Obviously, Gus being gone, I think, is a good pickup from some of these teams. I think really intelligent drafting. Obviously, Ruffs is probably
I'm gonna let them
steal.
yap
I
for
think
the
Tribe
draft.
Gaming probably had that.
I might
intention,
turn them
Killer
down
being
when
the coach
we're
of both those
in
teams
game
that we've
or
seen
not.
do
I don't
that,
know.
but nonetheless.
Might just let
It's a
them do
good
their
squad.
job. Why is the name hashtag?
Yeah, I'm
what?
saying
That
tags
is
in the
that's
first
their
brawler
tag.
tank.
It's their player tag.
This
Must
is what
be
I'm
glitched.
saying.
Their overlays
And
glitched.
Ruff's first pick.
Supercell has
I
millions of
don't
dollars
really
for
feel
what,
like we're
bro?
there. Personally, Penny going to come in for Tribe. An interesting brawler. Definitely has always had a place in Hard Rock Mine for me, but one that I haven't really
Why
kind of
Ruffs
seen
instead
drafted
of
here
Rico?
for quite some time, really. The Hypercharge, certainly.
They're
has
the pros,
brought her
bro. Let
Mortar
them
into a
cook.
fantastic spot, but I still feel like this better kind of picks to have as a
Dude, I think they already got out-drafted. They got the Hank and
Gray
the
is
Penny.
kind of where I'd be thinking. I mean, the win rates in South America yesterday were 75% in favor of that particular brawler. And that is incredibly high. So it's not been picked up yet. Will New Heights Gaming consider it up now? And it is going to be great.
Yeah.
Love it for sure. Ash, though, still potentially here. There's a potential tank. But have they really got that?
Okay, they took the
tank
Gray.
counter in play? For me, not yet.
They took
B
the-
wouldn't be a bad shot
I mean-
for me if you want to play it. But Gray can obviously have a lot of cheese ideas to pair.
Tribe
with
has
tank
been doing
itself.
poorly in
Ruffs,
scrims.
I feel like they might go that,
Is that
way
facts?
instead.
I think this is a take incoming as well. I think Ash is a good shout out just because we see Hank on the map. I think Kaze could get in the mix here. Maybe
Rosa?
KG have been a couple of the more popular ones.
Do
just
not
to,
pick
to
Rosa
go
here.
down the big picture.
Gang, do
list
not
of
pick
brawlers here.
Rosa.
But when I see Gray,
No!
I think this is a standalone. Whoa!
Why?
The tank I was expecting that is definitely full G strat.
No!
That's some seriously strong cheddar going on right now. Gray and Rosa. Yeah, I've seen this before.
Alright, I understand
It's,
they're pros and
without
everything,
the
but
speed
Rosa?
necessarily, I kind of have some reservation, but certainly Rosa is and can be an absolute tearaway. Being able to build the bush around the middle of the map is
Is she
definitely
better
a concern
now?
for Tribe here. As the more that Rosa has to work with in that regard, pretty much the way you want to go. So Griff there with the piggy bank gadget can break some of that up. Assuming that's what New Heights
She
Gaming
got
goes
buffed?
for, I don't think they'll have
Okay.
the slow gadget. In my opinion, the unfriendly bushes, of course, is pretty much what you tend to run with Rosa. But in this kind of comp, you want to have the grey TPs
Oh, man.
and get that hypercharge to get that really additional length.
All right, what do we?
to the
Hey,
center of
wait.
the
Let
map
me
and
run
try to build the
predictions
bushes around
after
that
this draft.
realistically there, and it is quite
Well,
a threat. But Tribe Gaming,
Your honest
I feel like they
opinion
have
for
got
this
a good
first
brawler now.
round,
Griff playing into Rosa. It's
based
gonna be a
on the
tough one to
draft,
make
no
work.
bias.
Yeah, you've got the speed gear, of course, to be able to combine
set?
in those bushy areas, but I think this is a good pick.
You
here
have
for
until
Tribe.
the
Open up
first,
map
like,
and really
minute
make
of
that
this
Rosa
round, and I'm closing
susceptible
poll.
to anything you got to throw at her.
Yeah, and you're also taking away some of the bounce shots that currently this is a good adjustment. Probably wasn't at the top of their mind. Zemp running it down on the right-hand end, going to be dueling against RBM. Goes down rather quickly. Zeus now walking
Zemp
up
went
the
down
map.
early.
That grass is going to be a little extra protection. Coverage for Rosa, somebody who likes
I think
to
late
use
game
the
it's gonna be
stealthiness
okay.
of those grass to make sure that her vision can't be seen. Popping is
Once
super
we get
there,
the
but
bushes,
slowed
once
down.
the
I think
walls
there's
are
a good little
down.
Go at it from RBM and another
That's the
pickup there.
game
That's a
plan.
tough
That's the
start
game
for New
plan.
Heights.
Yeah, nice. Gadget slow there from RBM. Again, the best player in my opinion in North America on tanks. Ooh, there's a lovely walking cane there from Bay Area. And now Zemp going in with the hypercharge as well.
All right,
Maybe
this
the
is
Jim
good. This
Carrier
is good. We're
for
keeping
his
it even,
squad.
bro.
Definitely
Rosa's
a
got
bit
to
of
heal
a
though.
precarious choice, but nonetheless.
Why are we attacking still?
The hypercharge now, the great. Oh, but nice taps there from Luffy.
I can't go for those
Two
gems. You can't go
sitting
for those
down
gems.
there. A nice super as well.
Dude, that's
from
a
the
team
Griff.
wipe.
They should be able to come
I
out with
think
the
Gray
additional
can't do
speed of that
anything here.
hypercharge. Tribe
Except
Gaming.
for portal
Bring the
lanes,
gems
but,
home.
like, the Rosa.
That's a nice piggy bank to bring visibility to where those teleports are as well. That's a
Okay,
good
wait, that's
pull, and
good.
the countdown will be
Good
reset.
take back.
Zemp low
Bro, the
HP, but
Rosa
Luffy
shield, the Rosa
popping off with a
shield.
hypercharge, and Zeus just one game away from having 10. So I'm going to see if they go for one for him. No,
Oh my
instead they're just
gosh.
going to play a little defense. 10 on the clock. They do have a teleport available.
All right,
Full
this
red
one's in
roster
a-
now.
this one's in the
marching
books.
forward. Griff Super goes down. Bay
Exactly.
area, bottom right-hand
But
side, looking for
I think they
tags,
come
but
out
making
better.
connection.
They come out
There's
better
Zeus
next
low
time. They have a
HP
chance.
and
This
will
draft isn't
hold
that one-sided.
on. Tribe Gaming get the first game.
Yeah, clean stuff for me. Tribe made that look relatively easy. I feel like sometimes
you guys
with a
picked me
Gray and
up
a
on
Rosa, it can go disastrously
All right.
wrong, but I feel like that
70%
Griff
of you
final
guys-
pick gave them some options.
83% of you guys
Really
said
did
Tribe would win this.
allow to break up the map a little bit here, and of course the hypercharge with Griff, it's devastating. RBM as well, that water balloons gadget.
Dude,
that
just- I
slow
feel like
can
you need
be
to Hank on
really
your team in the big 2-5
quite devastating
win.
if you land that correctly. Nice connection there again from Bay Area Kane. And down will go RBM. Early start there for New Heights Gaming, getting some sense
And I don't
control.
love the Rosa.
Zemp as well. Very low here.
I don't
Gonna
love
have to
the
be
road.
healing up within those bushes. Placing
Takes
some
that
good
shield, right? Gray's gonna
bushes
take
along the way, getting towards that mid. But Luffy can just go in and just gadget, and it's just gone. That's
Yo,
my
keep in
concern.
mind,
Gadget
Zempson, like,
also super used
sell
there, but the
your-
Rosa
sell
instantly
your
taken care of
data
by Tribe, who've got 4
fan
gems to
right
2 for New Heights Gaming.
Seb just got deleted there. Now GN left all alone on this open lane. Luffy getting pulled. That's a nice takedown, though. So now a 3v2, expanding their
All right.
territory with a teleport and a hypercharge super going down. They're going to feed this to the Gray. That's part of the influence for going with Colonel Ruffs. It's a very professional brawler. I wouldn't call it the most casual strategy brawler for your ranked games at home, but at this level, they're certainly going to take advantage.
Rosa coming in now. Hypercharge as well, straight
Yo, they just
into the
try
dimensional
so
doors
much
and going
control.
straight for the eye of Zeus.
It's a good take, but he's got the Griff to
Luffy
deal
is
with.
ready for the takedown instantly.
It's
There's
still
no
good
PP
control.
there for the Great Evil to go
The
on the
hyper's
aggressive.
coming
There's the
out.
hypercharge.
Oh,
Lovely for
right.
Luffy. And an instant Cycle, beautiful, but he can't find the
GN.
rock.
Come on, let's go!
Actually gets the upper hand. Lovely
That's
tap
big,
there
that's
from
big, that's
GN.
big.
And Zip goes down also. So those gems are still
That
up for
keeps it tied
grabs.
up.
And RBM going to contest them slightly.
Now
A
they gotta
good Duke
retake
there
control.
from
Now-
Zeus.
now they gotta
Morton
retake
Kane
control,
will find no connection. This Rosa is dangerous now, lurking in onto RBM, and RBM has to force out the super there just to stay alive. Zeus has got the turret yet again. There's a nice area splash. Finally, Tribe getting get the countdown they were looking for.
Though. That Hank can do some
Expire this
damage here.
clock. Now Zemp rushing forward,
Zem's
looking
gotta
at
push
Luffy,
back
who has one gym. They
somebody,
need to take
bro.
down on any of these three brawlers, but they lose one in the process. It's just
GN's
GN facing
overextended,
three
bro. He's
Tribe
overextended.
Gaming members. Turret rating down, Griff firing coins, and it's a
I
tough
honestly
here.
thought they had
Tribe
that
Gaming,
somehow.
number one seed in North America, clean house in set one.
Very good stuff from Tribe Gaming. But I don't mind the draft, honestly,
Alright, come on. One
from
good
the other
draft
side of the
away
field. I
from
mean,
taking this
sometimes you need to go in with an
One
approach
good
that's
draft away from
a little
taking
bit daring against a team like Tribe. And hey, it could have worked out differently.
Yeah, I did like the comp, honestly. The Ruff's first pick, something we've already seen yesterday. As said, it's a super good brawler. It always has been on Hard Rock Mine. On the other side, we had the Penny come in, though. And,
Dude, I
worked
think
out
GN was
phenomenally,
carrying
especially
hard
against
there,
that
I'm not
Ruffs.
gonna lie.
You can't
The
really
stats
play your
speak for themselves.
sandbags any time when you're laning that brawler. Penny's just going to make good use of those. And overall, a brawler that we, I think, haven't seen one so far in this month's monthly
Dude, it's the
finals.
Hank,
Very
I'm
daring,
telling
also
you.
from Tribe Gaming
telling you it's
side.
the Hank.
And it did work out.
Hank's disgusting.
I think that final pick riff for me was the Kryptonite
It's just
for
as
New Heights
dominant.
Gaming. I think that was a really
dominant.
great pick from Tribe Gaming, able to just alleviate
Like, Hank is a
the
better
problem
tank,
and very quickly open up the map. And
Even
I
with
think Luffy
strats
played
in
it
place.
fantastically well, cycling some beautiful hypercharges. It really was a nice final pick in the draft.
The recipe to success yesterday was pick Grey and tank, and you probably win. Not this time for New Heights
My
Gaming, but they
randoms
did
draft
turn
better
up
than
with a
them.
fight.
No,
It
they
was
do
not
not, bro.
a stomp, at least in that first one. I also had my eyes out for Xamp. At least his connection seems to work out so far, playing from a car. Yeah, we're heading over to Safe Zone now. Kenny, you feel like this could be the set that we finally see an upset from a newcomer?
Yeah.
I mean, I do feel like this is shaping to be a 3-0 Tribe Gaming, and that's more of credit to Tribe Gaming, who have been unchallenged, and New Heights Gaming.
No,
A lot
why
of
would he
credit
say
due to
that?
them. It
Why
is
would he
really
say
hard
that?
to be a team
Why would he say it's
that
shaping to be a
gets a good
3-0?
win. I mean, a team like SSG for a squad like this, that's huge. But I don't even know if they expected to be here. I mean, Lord, Zemp is playing from a van right now, obviously.
Dude, Heist is
Maybe a
gonna be
little
rough,
bit of surprise to him, too. Nonetheless, good players. That just goes to show how good
Dude,
Tribe Gaming
bro,
are. The
Wiggle
1
in the
seed versus,
server
say, the
just said put
13 seed in this
God
region,
on
there
shop.
is a gap in Tribe Gaming. I mean, I'm
Where's
going to
the
be
trust in the
unwavering in
game?
terms of confidence
Yeah,
until I
shut
see
up.
otherwise.
They're here to prove the haters wrong. Let's see if they can
I
do
hope
that
they
in the
do.
quarterfinals.
I'm back,
Tribe
Father. What's
Gaming
good,
is still the
Jones?
top seed at the moment. You
Bye,
mentioned
friends.
it earlier, Kenny, how nobody was really able
Alright,
to
come
push
on,
them
bro.
to their limits.
One
It was
set,
only
that's all it
one
takes
single
to
team
turn
that
this
actually
thing
got
around.
the set 5 out of them every single time. Otherwise, they have just walked through briefly through all of their matches. Eve is going to be
Eve,
the
I
first
like
pick
Eve.
here. Of course, you want
I
a
love
bowler
Eve on
that can
this.
cover that right-hand side lane. A brawler that can walk over water is certainly a good choice here, but we did see that she struggles sometimes yesterday, or how, yeah, she just doesn't really have the damage to deal with the tanks that are still very prevalent on those ice maps.
Melody is open here, and it's goes a long way. But pros like Carl and being Kaze as well. Oh, that's one I wasn't too sure about
Alright.
for Tribe, but as we
Kaze
said, it's
and
still
Bell.
early days with that particular brawler coming in.
This is defendable.
and it's a big question as to how they fare with it. I'm
This is
looking as well
defendable.
at brawlers like Lily here potentially for New
Dude,
Heights.
who do they
Gaming.
even go here?
Let's
I don't even know.
let's see how they fare. I don't mind the Eve necessarily, but as a first pick brawler, I'm not ready for it.
Yeah, now they need a win condition as well. So Bell and Kaze going to be the 2-3 turn. Bell, obviously, their setup brawler, somebody that's going to establish some
Daryl's good.
defensive control.
Daryl's
There
good.
is that win condition that New Heights
I like
Gaming
the
have
Daryl
to grab
pick. They're
on
gonna
that
go
4-5
traditional.
turn. They're not going to have another selection after this, so they grab Eve, which is their addition of that defensive mechanism, and then they're
Yeah,
going
they're gonna
to
go
roll with
way
a
traditional
Daryl.
here.
And I
Yep.
think Daryl, there's the bow that you talked
Okay.
about earlier too. Bo has the mechanics
Ooh.
with the decent distance, and obviously with the hypercharge can set down 2 sets of mines, but most importantly can penetrate
That
through
blonde
high
girl
safe at
commentator
those different
coaching an
checkpoints.
all-girl
So since our
sports
rework,
team
we have
and they
100%
didn't win a
75, 50,
single
25. Well, his gadget can go through that, so it won't be a hard stop at say 75%. He can keep going past that, which at a pro level makes a huge difference.
They double down with Carl, maybe to have, yeah, they're going to do the
Dude, this is another tough one. This is another tough one, bro.
as well. I quite like giving a fair with this. And the question question really for me is, did New Heights Gaming take away the bow simply because they knew that Tribe Gaming would like to have got their hand? Sometimes it's a good strategy to try to just shift over the advantage, but if it's not a brawler that you're really willing to...
All right, guys, lock in,
anyway,
bro. Lock
is it
in.
the best of moves?
What's up,
That's
Simply?
the question for me here. But I think for Tribe, it's going to come down to
I think Tribe has the draft
we've seen
again,
across
Sean. I'm
various
gonna be
regions.
honest.
You know,
All my
it's,
years of Brawl
it's a bit hit
Stars.
or miss, and I hope for Tribe's sake
I
that they've
think
really
Tribe
got it down to be
bro,
looking
they
on
have
that
the
particular
draft.
brawler.
It's okay, it's okay.
Definitely a big talking point in the BSC right now.
Zemp is
some
lagging.
regions saying it's really underwhelming. Some regions
Oh,
saying
Lord.
it's just so strong. And East Asia,
What's up,
they're
Simply? How are you?
terrified of this brawler. They ban it
Yep,
everywhere.
Zemp's dead.
Zemp gonna go down here. Carl was one I was mouthing in the background just because
Dude, they're
out, especially when
NHG is
it was
playing
one
like
of
a
Tribe
2v3
Gaming's most
right
picked
now,
brawlers
not gonna
leading into this week. Zip now rolling back in on the action, takes down Zeus. Looking at Steg will trip him up, and RBN
Alright.
will clean things here.
GN can get some
Tailspin
safe
came out of that
damage, not
situation.
quite.
GN trying to just gain a little bit of control.
Kazi's gonna clear all the
Diving
bow
through
mines.
Every single one of those
That's
mines.
why I didn't
That's
like
a
the bow
great
pick
way
into
to
Kazi.
eliminate a super.
What a great answer there for those bow mines. That geisha mode
Just stream
on
it.
the
I might push
Kaze
today after.
really is just great at dancing around.
I'm probably not
Very
gonna
much
stream
like a
the whole
Mortis
month
in that
finals.
regard. So yeah, the area needs to place those
we'll
mines
see.
on the safe and get some area control with his teammates there.
I might watch the first round.
The Fanstorm going down onto the safe. That's a little.
Alright,
radius
that
so they
Hyper's
continue
gonna do
to
damage
trickle
on
down
the
there.
safe.
And already Tribe have
They're
definitely
already down
two
50%,
stages
bro.
of the heist safe now to below 50%. And not a scratch made so far by New Heights Gaming.
Alright,
You are
Zem's gotta
certainly
play on
behind
this,
in this
bro.
game.
Perfect offense so far. For
They have a
Tribe
strong
Gaming.
counter push if they can put it
NHG
together.
need to
Right
find
now,
a
right
way.
now.
A
If they can
tricky
put this,
little mess
bro, the
there's
Carl
going to
is
get Zemp, and
out.
RBM is
Come
going to
on, bro.
capitalize on the situation.
And,
Zeus
bro.
tapping his enemy there. It's going to be Bow versus Bell, an important matchup here as well. Bell can outrange
that's
the Bow
GG's.
in the long-range matchup. So as this progresses,
so
curious
tough.
to see if Bow can get some lane victories over somebody like Zeus.
RBM, the hypercharge, gets the stage down yet again. And will stay in position, shooting
this
really
is-
well.
this
Gets
is
the bow as
tough.
well. Jen will just about stay in the mix
They're
here,
getting some
hypercharge,
damage
but it's a
now,
bit too
but,
little
like-
too late for New Heights Gaming. And if he continues the advance to this right-hand side, just delaying time and staying alive until the Eve hatchlings do whistle
Holy
him down with the
macaroni.
poison trickle. Now RBM shredding through those hatchlings yet again.
Dude, it's gonna
Into
take
space,
something- it's gonna
sends
take
rolls
something crazy
in,
to pull it
finds
off
only
here.
Luffy. That pickaxe
They-
will fly
they
straight
honestly
back
can't win
to
the-
then seal
the
goodnight's
set.
fates as Luffy just triggering the mines on his way through. Hypercharge for him.
Oh,
This
that
game
safe's
is almost
done.
done.
Luffy, just a couple extra tags and one or two more daggers will do the trick. A pickaxe works as well. Tribe Gaming
Oh,
picking up their
God.
third straight game here. And they're
If
making
Tribe
this game look
3
rather
O's
easy.
them,
It's something
or
they've
like
done
2
all
O's or whatever-
season long.
whatever
Look,
the
New Heights
stats are.
Gaming, one of the best teams in this region in the grand scheme of things. There are hundreds of players that compete every
They're
month.
definitely
currently
winning
stacked, I
finals.
believe, top 15. I think 13th is the number they're at after this month right now. And this is just the separator. It's a different level of gameplay at the top
Reverse
here. And obviously, there's some outside factors as well. You're seeing
we'll
Zim
see.
throw up his Wi-Fi symbol. He is playing for
I
the
know
moving vehicle
NHG
right now,
has
so
it in
that's
them,
part of the
bro.
challenge
It's
this
just
team's
whether
facing
they
on top
believe
of
it or
things.
not.
Yes, not ideal, is it? Let's be honest. But hey, they made it here. They are playing, so that's something to be said. I mean, if you're
Alright.
wondering who New Heights Gaming are, this is the team that did beat Space Station
Dude, it's
Gaming
just that
in
Carl's, like, in
qualifiers,
such a good position. Look,
but
he
certainly
can take Daryl
unfortunate
out
to be
and
playing
he
from
can
a
take
moving
damage.
vehicle. Nonetheless,
Like, look at
it's
this.
still a very heavy advance here from Tribe Gaming on the safe. That should be a
Holy
mark
moly.
that will seal
Zem's
the
just
fate
using
there
his super-
of GN. Now Zeb going on Zeus will find the hand, but is marked
know,
up,
bro.
so it's going to heal as best he can, but not going to
not
find
great.
too much on the safe unless it's contested.
Zem's in
Here,
their
as RBM
spawn now,
is already
but-
doing just that, and he will fall.
guys.
Hypercharge available for RBM and Luffy now as well. And now a little.
Right, bro, lately I've been
over the
pushing with
lake,
randoms
onto
and I
the
got
safe with the
like
hypercharge
10K in 2
there.
days.
Again, Tribe in full control.
Nice, bro.
It's been an impenetrable defense here from Tribe Gaming, and all offense
they
for the
just have
blue
so much
side. Now
control
Zemp
here.
just huddled up to the side to dash through the
Like,
marker.
the
goes
Daryl's
in
gotta
as well.
push on
Gian will
them, I
feeling
think.
that pain in just a moment here. Zeus just firing from downtown. Easy lob shots here and some chip damage as it bounces off the
Hypercharge.
safe onto these players.
Zemp
It's
needs a
another reason why
hypercharge,
Bell
get
is used
Zeus
so
out.
much.
Big rolls from Zemp, but straight into Zeus, who's that rook in the mid. The area there on the left-hand side, very low here, and going to be contested by Luffy's. RBM gets more damage onto the safe as now all three members of Tribe.
Yeah, he needed to take
seal
Bell
it.
out.
That is another set. This series is drifting by so incredibly quickly. And for New Heights Gaming, this could all be over in the blink of an eye.
Oh, man.
Definitely a tough one to swallow. But
What's
again,
the
this
next-
is going to be a
what's the
challenge
mode?
no matter
What's
how
the
you
next
see
mode?
it.
It's like
And
Brawl Ball, like
obviously,
you
for a
take it
team with this level of experience, it's just good
It's
to
like
get
Hot
those
Zone,
reps
I
in,
don't know.
feel those nerves, take on the best in the region when the stakes
Damn,
are high.
Monk.
So no matter what,
Man.
this is a good learning moment. But yeah, things kind of going according to plan, I would say, for Tribe so far.
maybe, just maybe, we'll see New Heights Gaming again next month, and this is going to be valuable information
Bro, Zem's low-key, like-
that they're collecting throughout
him and-
this
I
match.
don't really know
do
much
want to
about
see
Bay
them also
Area,
take
but
at least
I know
a
Zemp
game
and
here.
Gian are
Last
good
month,
players. So
Tribe
Zemp
Gaming
playing
faced
from a ban on, like,
Mockman
no
and faced
connection is
Space
definitely
Gaming,
not
BC
helping them.
Gaming, and they only dropped a single set throughout their whole run. I don't know if that's going to change today. We'll see later on. So far, so good though for the Tribe squad here. RBM star player, and definitely in my eyes, and also in this stats here arc.
Yeah, it's just dominance, isn't it? I mean, at the moment, we have not seen enough from New Heights Gaming to kind of see this going much further, to be completely honest. But again, this was a problem for Space Station in the qualifiers. So if they get a draft right and they can read Tribe Gaming a little
Welcome
bit
back,
better
Sneaky.
in these draft stages, that could be a possibility of getting a set. But so far, the mechanics just haven't really been
It's
up to
tough
scratch
right
for
now.
me
This is tough.
in comparison to what Tribe are playing like today. A squad who, again, we expect to see more from.
Okay, next is Brawl Ball. They have a chance.
So you got to put yourself in the.
They have a solid chance here.
Which has not gone your way. You've got to perform coming back to the June monthly finals. You've got to
Toxic
put
Gene's
those
clowning on
people
Zemp
back
right
in their
now.
place that doubted you in that regard.
Is he streaming
and
this?
Doing just that so far.
Is he on YouTube?
Triple dribble. We'll turn our attention to next. New Heights Gaming still in it, of course. I'm not trying to bury them before the match is over by any means, but obviously facing outside factors, facing Tribe Gaming, it's just a lot to deal with here. But it should be a fun map regardless. I love watching Brawl Ball, and I particularly love at Tribe who play these kinds of maps.
I'm gonna look
I
up
think in Brawl
Toxic.
Ball in particular, they have such a wide variety of brawlers that they can use, and especially on a map like Triple Dribble, we'll see throwers get in the mix, those tankier
Damn,
brawlers that we love to see.
he almost has as many
and just some of these
viewers
control brawlers that are
as-
really popular. Obviously, there's the
as the
ones
actual
like
broadcast.
Lumi, kind of being thrown out right now, but there are other brawlers too. Ones like Surge come to mind. It's something that's kind of surprised me with how much they've been played by Tribe.
We know RBM is one of the best tanked players in the world, so Hank would definitely come in handy if Tribe gets it.
Aaron,
We also
stop
saw
this
him on
madness.
Carl, for example. I feel like every single aggressive player he can do it fairly well. Ends up coming in now, thinks he's gonna be banned out. Makes a lot of sense here. You want some control, like Kenny mentioned. Lumi is just banned out so often. I think that's something that we
Yo, this bro.
that
Yo,
we
all
are
right,
getting
bro.
used to
Nah.
slowly after
Nah.
we've seen her banned out 99.
He's like, get them out of here, bro.
Yeah, nice first pick there from.
Yeah,
Tribe
nah,
Gaming
bro.
with Barry.
Chalk
Certainly
Toxic
one that can
Gene,
be
dude.
combined with tanks. B is open here. I like the Griff ban. It kind of.
Why does he
takes away a
talk
little
like
bit
that,
about
bro?
Combo Chester is open here. I quite like it as
You
a
know,
first
for
pick.
3 weeks you're gonna
Lou,
play
Lou,
MF in the
great
video.
tanks.
MF, you're in a
Whether it's the
van.
mode for Lou, not too sure.
Bro,
myself.
people gotta work, bro.
Mind.
People gotta work. It
It's
is what
certainly
it
gonna be a
is.
tank heavy scenario. Hank,
Okay, they're taking the Hank, bro.
Yeah, you called it.
The Lou and the
There's
Hank,
also
bro. This is
choices here
good.
for Tribe. I mean, Ash and
Tomorrow I have
here.
my last
Jackie
exam.
wouldn't be the worst of ideas, but again, the map could be
You're
broken up.
cooked.
I love the shade band, by
Bro,
the way.
lock
Willow
in
is
Sneaky.
So prevalent on this particular map here. Willow as well could be a thrower for New
Alright,
Heights
see
Gaming
what
potentially
Jin
towards the end here. It does pretty well on this particular map. It's a bit underrated in my opinion too, but Jaeyoung could have a place here. Good heals, good speed
And now
as
he's
well.
glazing
Certainly there's
himself
going to
for
be a
no
tank
reason.
incoming. Ollie is open here as well, and the Frank too, so that could be options for Tribe.
Yeah, I expect tanks. Yeah, Ash being the
Wait,
top
he has
line
less
line,
delay
just
on
in particular
his.
for Tribe,
Oh,
because of
you
the
know,
history
I'm
that
not
they have with
using
that
the
brawler,
creator
but also
feed.
just
I'm
seeing the
stupid.
Hank, I immediately
stupid.
think, maybe Draco, maybe Ash. So those
It's
are the two that
okay,
come to
it's
mind. I think this is a very
It's all
unique
good.
set of bans here, and I kind of anticipated either Barry
We're
or
watching
one
at the
that's shown up
same
a lot in
pace
North
with each
America,
other.
Larry
That's
and
fine.
Lori. Didn't expect Larry as a first pick, maybe down the road if they want to deal with tanks. But now that Barry's been selected, I mean, you remove Willow from the equation, you remove
Bro.
Barry, those are the two most
Bro's
popular, I would say, on this
repeating
map. So
Toxic
it's hard for them to
Gene.
combat for New Heights Gaming 8th thrower. So they have to either make a hard decision to go down the totem pole to grab those kinds of brawlers and grab a thrower that's maybe not in the A or B kinds of tiers of our brawler pool, or they just have to suck it up and go a different direction.
Stu. Going to be coming
Lily
in
last
for
pick.
Tribe. Wasn't the brother that I was necessarily expecting.
No, they don't
but,
go Lily
certainly
here.
the speed zone will help Ash in those early stages of rage.
Getting swept, sorry
Barry,
to
of
say
course,
it.
there,
No.
causing
I think they
those
can take
heals.
this one.
Getting, of course, it'll be RBM on that Ash.
You should coach them. Bro, I don't know more than these
And
guys. Are
ideally
you
Hank can
stupid?
just really get that rage rolling in quickly.
Frank.
Frank, final pick. The new
I wouldn't have
Heights
picked Frank.
Double tank and the Lou. I mean,
I
it's
wouldn't.
going to be good to run down, but I mean, the Stu can basically just keep dashing away from it. I mean, Ash is going to have a pretty good matchup and just get the rage off, and Barry's a thrower. So I don't know. Double tank might not be it here for New Heights Gaming. They definitely struggled so far. I'm not sure how you feel about the draft so far, but based upon what I've seen,
Who's
so
giving
far,
them drafting advice? Who's
Tribe
drafting for them?
in
I need to know
no
who's
matter what they
drafting.
kind of pick, because the mechanics are just looking better. Most importantly, let's see how they fare
Draft
here,
decides
but,
the entire
double
game
take
of
Luke.
Brawl
It's not the
Stars
worst
these
of picks.
days.
Look at Luffy already.
You have to lock in on
around
this draft.
Ball to the right side, straight into the hands of RBM. I mean, it's a walk in the first opening 10 seconds of time.
Yeah, that's a toughie. I mean, double tank is nice in general, but it's
Marco is drafting?
You're really having to rely on good matchups and good gameplay, and that's just tough when you're facing down somebody like Tribe. They did steal the loot for their side to make sure it wasn't.
Oh yeah, at the
This is
Franken and
a
the
good
Ash,
victory
I can
matchup,
see
though.
that. I can
Zeus,
see
though,
that.
getting aggressive.
That's Zep, that's what we need from you, King. That's what we need from you, King.
Supering away. Oh, he has
Oh, Luffy's got a
dangerous
goal.
intentions here. He's gonna
No,
kick
wait,
this
no,
ball
they're
up.
stopping
Frank,
that. All right,
thankfully
good,
for
good, good.
NHG, gonna
He's trying
respawn
to
just in
3v1
time.
right now.
Well, if it's a
Alright,
one-man band,
get
just
RBM
going
away from
straight
the
for
berry,
beeline
bro.
to the top right,
Get
and
very
doing
hyper
an
in the middle.
amazing
Frank
job.
super.
Staying on his feet,
Yeah,
RBM
take
with
out
the
Ash.
charge,
Frank's
gets
got to
the
take
ball
out
through the
Ash.
Frank as
No,
well.
no, no,
Once
no.
Gets the smash down in time for Zeus to score the goal for Tribe. Already
Ah,
a match
bro.
point and one game away from a semi-finals appearance here today at
right.
least. And that game,
It's
there wasn't
over.
any question about it. It was just all Tribe.
I'll be honest, I don't know who Marco
It
is.
so poor for New Heights Gaming unless this next one can go the distance, because I mean that was a steamroll if ever I saw one.
This is it, bro.
It's been a
This is it.
run across the board.
It's showtime,
Kick
bro.
right into GN's hands. Now Zimp gonna have to play defense against this ball and take shots from RBM. Rats on the ground.
Hey, just put on a
They
show,
set
bro. Make it
eat
close.
every
Make
single
it close
one of them.
here.
Now Bay Area
Make it
low
close
HP.
for this
Oh,
last
he
one.
wanted a trick shot too.
Oh,
Feeling
they
a
might
little
be
frisky
cooked.
right now and a
They might
normal
be
amount of
cooked.
confidence, I would say,
EU,
considering
pro?
how good they've been. 25
Any last
seconds,
words,
and
Black
already a
Belt?
goal for Tribe.
They'll be back
First
next
game,
finals.
second game, 25-second goal.
Hopefully they don't go against
Still
Tribe first
scoring
round,
beneath
so we can see what they can
30-second
do.
marker.
I mean, they
Of
beat
going into the match.
SSG, and
That's how
SSG
one-sided
gets an
this is.
easy,
Luffy again,
easy first
dancing
match.
around this
So
Frank Zemp on the right-hand
it is
side,
what it
making
is. They
a
just
play
got to get their
for
points
the
up.
ball, but
They're coming
that's
in the
too much
game
support
late.
to be able to break
There is double
through.
points for the
Zeus with
split.
that amount of heals, gonna skate around
I
a little
still
bit and
believe
just
in
buy
them.
some time.
They just might not be
Maybe
ready to
just
take
look
on
at the
Tribe
ball and just take
today,
care
you know?
of this loot. The Frank
It is
gonna be
what
coming
it
back
is.
in relatively soon here for New Heights Gaming. It's the best
Fans
shot
is not a
all
handicap,
game
bro.
long in
Yeah,
this
bro.
set. Jen goes down, the RBM clears up the left. Now
Just a
to make
fluke.
big
They not come.
difference on this
It's a
outcome.
fluke, bro. That's crazy.
Tribe made a responsible decision to corner that ball on the bottom right-hand side, but now they have plenty of space to work with.
Ah.
Green grass in front of them, and Zeus hovering over that super. Not getting overly aggressive yet. Gonna wait for the right moment here. Zips pops with Gadget. Luffy dodges, and RBM just pressed up against these walls. Now Zeus makes his move, going for a sail spin, and then gonna be moving in as well alongside Luffy. Dribbling, Bay Area, taking heat. GN has to recharge. Will get the kill on Ash, but loses a teammate.
I
in the
mean,
mix. So Zimp finally back. They'll be able to play
Game's
full
pretty
defense.
close. Ooh, we're open. Oh,
Good connection there.
That could be
Was
good.
that-
That could be okay.
Can they pull up onto the Stu? Luffy almost got away there. Good stuff as New Heights Gaming gets some momentum now. Tribe there, doing a good job to defend there with a hypercharge, and they cannot get the ball. It's gone straight to the hand of Tribe. You want to be holding.
Like I
on to
said,
that
bro, they just need to
realistically now.
consistently
They
make
choose to
monthly
defend.
finals for the rest of the year.
Hypercharges
Show
for
the world
for
what
the
they
Bay
can
Area,
do,
but
bro.
most
That's
of
all
the
I
Bay
want
Area
them to
now,
do.
but if Zeb can get down
Show
here
them what they
and
can
get
do.
good connection here. RBM somehow
They're literally
somehow
going against
down
the
bottom left, but ball should be in the
undisputed
goal, and finally,
Zeb! Let's go, bro!
New Heights Gaming, we waited this entire series for this very moment.
They're going against the undisputed #1 reigning champion for the last 4 months, bro.
And overtime will be rather tricky for a Hank and a
I just want you guys to know that.
leaving GN in the dust. Thankfully,
I want you guys to know that, like, really deep that
so
for a
close to being
second.
frozen,
4%
he will.
people
Made into
thought
a
this was going to be a
popsicle,
win
goes
for
down.
NHG,
They're
bro.
gonna pocket this ball top left-hand side. Bay Area just buying time to get his teammates back.
This is the most, like,
Luffy
this is the
again,
hardest
taking
debut
these
they could
two
ever
shots,
have for, like,
getting
the big
very deep
stage,
on the
bro.
left-hand side of the map. His teammates now fully in position in the heels of Zeus.
Lock in, bro. Take a set. For everybody at home, bro, take a set right now.
We'll get the stun.
Come on.
To get the kill. One down. RBM just using that speed zone as well to duke around, getting the berry heals, most importantly as well. And
Simply,
still
that's not
enough
funny,
to stay
bro.
on his feet. So, a good amount of aggression shown by New Heights Gaming,
on,
but no
come on.
goal.
Okay,
as
Zemp's
yet.
bringing the ball down the court. He's got hypercharge. He's gonna pop that bad boy.
Super coming down as
He
well.
gets canceled by the berry. No.
Zeus, Jen coming in.
Hank's got hyper.
But not doing a great
Doesn't
job
get any
of
good value out of it. It's
push
gonna take out Barry.
by Luffy, but now a 3 versus 1.
Stu Hypercharge is gonna completely tank out the Hank. Completely. Zem's got the ball. Zem, let's
The
go!
ball goes left, and it's New Heights
Let's
Gaming
go!
getting the game on the board.
Come on!
Back to New Heights Gaming there. Obviously, every favoring Tribe this entire match. And for a good duration there, it was looking bleak and scary, but they found a couple buckets. One really close to the end of regulation in this game number 2.
Come on, bro.
Time as a Frank and a Hank. That is not an easy
It's winnable.
thing to manage. It gets got to
This
a point
set
where
is
it's like
winnable
Tribe
now.
Gaming,
Come on.
we're playing for a draw. We have to play on defense. They've got too much pressure. They've got too much map control. And I think a good start
We'll
here
take
from
everything we
is
can
exactly
get,
what they
bro.
need. We saw it for
And
2
don't give
straight
them
games.
anything back. Let's
Scored the
go.
opening bucket, but right now it looks like new NHG have a little control.
Manny's loving this.
Again falls. On the left-hand side. Now, a lot of
they're in a bad
tension
spot.
as Bay Area
Nope,
and
there's
Zeb
3 up. There's
force
3 up. That's
defend.
good. Hank's gonna get back out there. He's gonna
Position
get damage to
their
that
third to
Ash.
rejoin
Not
again
quite.
and continues to get some damage over
Frank
here.
can't take down the
RBM
Ash.
goes to
That's
the
his
right-hand
job.
side.
Barry's
There's
gonna
a
super
charge.
in,
Barry
lose
gets the
super
ball
down.
as
What
best
can
he
it do?
RBM skates
I don't
to
think
the
it's
ice.
enough time.
Pushes
It's not enough
straight
time.
for
Tribe's
position.
gonna get a score
He
here.
has to walk it in just in the nick of time as well.
They have a
Starting
minute
bit
and
with
40
Frank.
seconds to
Didn't
get
come in
work
onto
in.
the line
They have a
in
minute
time.
and 40 seconds
That's
to get
a
work
good
in.
starting hand for Tribe, who are still on match point.
Early goal for Tribe Gaming once again. Zimp.
Bad super by Zemp.
Contact there. G
Not great
trying to
super.
encroach on the enemy side.
Good kill on RBM.
Stay up. He's dangerously close to going down though, and Zemp gonna have to.
This Stu's gonna have a lot of pressure. This Stu's gonna have a lot of pressure in a second.
Frozen. Has that hypercharge.
If he's allowed to heat up, he's feeding into this Hank. Bad. Okay, defensive hypercharge for Barry. Frank's gonna take out the Ash. This is good position. This is a 3v2. Stu's getting that pressure in with his hyper. Oh my god, he just turned that entire momentum just shifted because of that one Stu hyper.
Oh, if it's got on the edge of our seats, that would have been unreal. Let's be honest.
They just ended that counter push. It's
For
insane.
the majority of this series,
They can reset, get back to that same
on this Stu pick.
sequence, and hopefully not feed the Stu.
If he had, that would have been insane. But now
Zem's activating hyper here. He does get hyper. Can he activate it? Okay, this is gonna be in for. Let's go! Come on, bro. Come on, it's tied up. Let's go.
Potential overtime scenario.
Next goal decides it. Decides this set.
Hypercharge again for the Hank, pushing things forwards from GN. Hypercharge.
I think Game Boy might be better than one of the players.
Much needed heals from Zeus. Tribe clinging on for dear life, but New Heights Gaming.
All right, early Frank down's not good. This
This
pressure is 3v2 right now. It's not good.
New Heights Gaming, really relying on those purple.
Hank's taking so much damage. He's going to be down as the Frank's backed up. This is not good looks right now. Once that OT hits, it's going to be a wide open goal. RBM's going to finish it.
RBM has the super
GG's.
shot available and buries it in the back of the net. It was a close call in set
GG's,
number
bro.
3, but Tribe Gaming, NA's number 1, will
GG's.
continue their dominant stretch.
A little glimmer towards the
GG's, bro.
end. I know we'd love to have seen a New Heights Gaming turnaround. Who wouldn't have done a reverse?
Dude, it was a long shot. It was a long shot.
Similar, but I think Tribe, you know, the mechanics just unmatched. Great draft
It was a
too,
long
but
shot.
the mechanics for me were just chef's kiss.
I think
There's
it
a
was
lot-
really
if
sweet
they're
for
able to
them,
run
really
it back
cool for
next
us
month,
to still
bro.
tell that story, to be here for that moment. Also really cool for all the people that have been bashing that team
Simply said not
over
even
the course
close.
of the
Bro,
last
why is
month
guy
on
rage
social
baiting?
media, but Tribe Gaming shut everyone down. It's a 3-0, a clean run once again, just like last month as well. And of course RBM is going to be the star player again. Why not? I mean, Kenny, did we expect anything else?
Gave
He's
me
on a
something
tank,
to
therefore RBM,
cheer
good.
for.
And an iconic one for him as well. One for North America. I mean,
That's
14 kills, 500 plus DPS, and 3 goals throughout a set. I mean, that's some insane work. And I think the fact that it got extended to a third.
They gave me
stats
something
a
to be
little bit
excited
here.
about that last
It's
set
gonna
at
be Tribe
least.
Gaming taking a 3-0 victory. I think that was expected. This next one, however, with STM
Yeah,
and
seriously, they made
SSG,
monthly
I
finals,
think this
bro.
one could go
You know
either
how
way.
hard that is?
It's gonna be a close one between those.
They
I don't
cooked
think we're gonna see another
SSG and
3-0.
so many other good
It's also the
teams,
one
bro.
where we are split in the middle on our predictions. We didn't really know what to predict on that one. STMN, a new roster, finally an all-Mexican roster within that org, and SSG, of course, that had some moments in the monthly finals that they have looked phenomenal, and then some other moments that they dropped out.
Bro,
in
hey, to new heights, bro.
already,
We're pulling this back next
unfortunately.
month.
Now,
I'm
Kenny, we
guaranteeing
come
you.
to our favorite.
They're at
part.
least
People
getting
at
up
home
first.
have
They're not
decided
first round
who's
exiting
MVP.
again. Even if they go against Tribe,
Still
they're not
not
first
surprised.
round exiting again, bro.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to go to the flashy.
The hard
side
part
play
is
of
making it
RBM.
back to
I think
monthly
any of these
finals.
three
Once
guys could have
once
had
they
it.
punch
I mean,
that,
Penny
they're
comes
gonna
to
get
mind
out
from
of the
Zeus
first
in
round,
that
bro.
opening set, 10 kills
They're
on
gonna
Jim
get
Brown,
out.
doing a great job as the Jim
It
carry.
is a
Made some
really
flashy
hard
plays as the
road
Barry
to
here, too.
qualify
And of course,
for
Luffy on that
Worlds
stew
for this team
was
right now.
dangerously
Really
close
hard
to pulling
road.
off the
Like, they
plate
have
of
to
the
make
year.
every
So credit
monthly
to all of them,
finals,
but of course
and they have to
RBM
start
getting the
winning
star
some of
player
these
in that most
matches.
recent one. No complaints here.
But I believe, bro. I
So
believe.
far, so good for Tribe Gaming. Clean run, just like last month as well.
Zep needs to get on his iPad and not in his
2 months
van.
ago, but yeah, in the Brawl Cup, they didn't do as well. Now
Yeah,
we're heading
guys,
to two teams
Zem's
that
playing on his
unfortunately did not
phone.
make it to the Brawl
You
Cup,
remember
but
watching
can
me
still
on live
make
stream
it
when
to
I play on
LCQ
my
and
phone
World
versus
Finals. I'm looking
iPad?
forward
I don't know
to
if you've ever
quarterfinal
seen
number
it,
2. It's
but last
STMN
fall I
versus
had to do
Space
my phone
Station
for like a
Gaming,
month
and
straight.
you
I was
better tune in
fucked,
again
bro. I
after the
couldn't
break.
play good. It was so bad. Makes a huge difference if you're used to an iPad and you're used to good Wi-Fi.
I believe the four
Yeah.
teams to end the second split
Nah,
will
bro.
be Tribe, Elevate, KCP, and SSG.
Trust, bro, trust.
I
It's
don't know
not.
which
Of
order
course,
they're
that's not the
because
only
with the
reason they
second-
lost.
with
It
the
wasn't
2 times
just
points,
them being
anything
on
is
a
possible
phone
in
and
my
on cellular
opinion.
data, but
And one win.
that
over
factor
the
doesn't
other
help
team
when
that
you're going
competing
against the
against
number
can,
one
like,
team in North
lead you
America.
into-
When you're going against the number
can
one
make a
team
bigger
in North
gap or
America,
close a gap.
obviously that's
But
gonna
I
hurt,
believe those
bro.
will be the 4
Obviously
teams
that's
because
gonna
I
hurt.
believe we're the most consistent, and I think we're going to be able to pull it out.
Freaky though, Zem's better. Yeah. Game Boy probably older than me. I always play on phone and on bad Wi-Fi. Yo, Game Boy's glazing himself now? That's crazy. All right, bro.
North America, we're still in the
We get
monthly
point, most
finals,
important. Yeah,
last
no,
day
big
of this,
facts.
and today is all about
Just
redemption
making
in
it to
the
monthly
public
finals.
eye.
I don't know how many
Gaming,
points
they
it
managed
is,
to
but
pull
you
it
guys
off
won
so far
what?
already.
Like
It's a
8,
3-0 in
9,
the
10.
quarterfinal.
I'm
Number
trying
1.
to think. How many
It's what you
matches
come
was
to
it?
expect when you see Tribe.
You guys won a lot of
Even
matches in
though,
qualifiers,
they sort of
and
fell
it's
short
double
there at
points
the
on the
Brawl
second
Cup.
split.
They come back to
So
North
every
America
win is
and
worth
they do the
double
same
points
old
for the
thing.
second split. And making
We
it
do
to
the
monthly
same thing
finals
as
is
every single time before. Now we're heading to two teams that
They might not got the flashy,
waiting
like,
for
making
the
it to
point
finals with a
breakthrough.
cash
They're still
pool and then
looking
those
very
extra
strong in
points,
the
but
leaderboard,
they still got good
but now
points.
they're here to prove that they can make it to the top themselves.
We can get you to
It's
80k
STMN
already?
versus
Yeah, we will in a
Space
second.
Station Gaming.
Next month's
On the
still
flip side,
coming,
we have
no
that
doubt.
all-Mexican
Yes,
roster
sir,
now in
Simple. Yes,
STMN.
sir.
They did claim Elevate
Wait, the only
points
good match is
due to
coming?
a shared
Yo,
roster from earlier
SSG
in the
in the-
year when Carlos joins the
We are gonna
team.
watch some of
And,
this, and then we're
the
probably
team,
gonna watch
they
some of
already
Elevate
had the
Eternal.
time to build
But
that
we can
team
hop on
and
like
Mr.
some
Payne.
trophies or maybe a few more
This would
mini
be an
games
interesting
like
one. I mean,
throughout
STMN,
these
obviously
matches.
three very
And
strong
then after the
players.
first round,
Steel's
I
a
might
good
just
player,
call
and
it for
Juan
the stream.
Carlos. We'll see how he fits in. I mean, obviously a little history with some of these guys.
But I might do like a mini
playing in the
screen
past
while we
together.
play. I
think
might
this is
just
another
go to
team, and I
Brawl
feel like this is
Stars
gonna
and
be a
come
common
back in
trend
10
North
minutes,
America.
watch
Everybody's
this for
got
10
something
minutes,
to
come back. We
prove.
can
I
bounce
mean,
back and
Elevate
forth. And I
dropped
will
their
be giving away a
entire
friend
roster,
list.
including Juan
I
Carlos,
just gotta figure out
to
my
pick up other
opportunity.
guys. And I think everybody
So real
got a chip on their
quick,
shoulder.
brain
They're
rot
all
in the
trying to
chat.
get through
I'm
this.
gonna use
Tribe,
the
obviously, Brawl
restroom.
Cup
I'm
is
gonna be
another
like
big
1
one. Everybody
minute.
else are just trying to prove
Go
that
grab
they
a
deserve
glass
to
of
be
water
here.
and some
We
snacks,
had
whatever,
many
whatever.
roster changes in this region, and one of them did happen in this roster. As mentioned, Juan Carlos joins Tacos and Payne ready. We talked a lot about it yesterday because the points get a little confusing in the leaderboard at the moment.
It is tricky. We ended the show yesterday, and then we immediately hopped on a call, and it took us like 10 minutes to understand what the other was talking about, to sort of this whole point situation. But yes, this is the former Elevate roster. They have those points. They did pretty well in that spring split. That's going to be inconsequential, honestly, when it comes to how much you can gain here in the summer split. And just speaking on STMN's performance recently, they've been looking fantastic in some matcherinos.
On the other side, we have the 4th seed of the region at the moment. It's Space Station Gaming. They struggled a little bit, scraped through the loser bracket in the monthly qualifiers. But yeah, other than being a little bit inconsistent maybe, Kenny, they are looking like a very strong roster with 3 very well-known names.
I think the biggest concern, and something we've obviously brought up if you watched the previous match, New Heights Gaming, this team that was very unexpected to make it here, got beat by STMN 3-0. And the only reason that STMN and SSG didn't play in the qualifiers is because New Heights Gaming beat SSG. This is the higher seed in the region as well. And it all came down to beating Code OG in that lower bracket, which is a tough feat. This has been a couple good times they've played this season. This one, obviously, a very important one, especially as we approach double points. So these teams are right by each other in the leaderboard. Obviously, both of them have not made it to a grand finals this year. This is a big month for everyone.
All right, gang.
Especially the middle of the pack like these two teams.
Yeah, they took out
There's
Code
also a
OG.
sad
They
big
get
story
to
to
punch their
witness
ticket.
because this is SSG, you know, especially like Bobby.
Dang, they doing Bobby.
In
What,
OG
bro, what are
Cinco's
they
for,
doing? What is this?
Sands as well.
Why are they doing them so
and
dirty?
with OG
Sigma,
not
Skibbity,
making it
Riz,
to this
STMN,
monthly
and-
final, that would be marked
5
the end of
victories.
OG's competitive career.
That's
He
so
decided to
brain
retire
rot.
after that, whether it was coming, whether you
Juan
already
Carlos,
knew,
bro.
that was,
You do
you know,
not
that's
like
up for
Juan.
debate. You'd have to
Stop
ask the guy
lying.
himself. But
All right, we'll watch the
fact
first round and
OG
then we'll play
are
some
still
Brawl
looking for
Stars
a
and then we'll
third,
check back in.
And Space Station Gaming have no choice but to go full steam ahead.
A lot of bandages.
I need to give my voice a
I love
rest,
that
low-key.
little clip throwback to Brawl Cup there. I think we showed that guy with the sign.
Oh, where did Reddy come
Let's
from?
see
Look
what
at
we can
Reddy.
Take notes. We do have some.
Reddy's on the
statements
screen.
once again on what STMN
Little
thinks
Reddy
about
said.
PlayStation Gaming and vice versa.
If STMN wins, free BP. No, bro. If they win the finals, I'll think about giving you a Brawl Pass.
Pero creo que las malas decisiones les han estado costando últimamente. Han bajado bastante su nivel.
I
STMN
gotta
has
turn
been
it
looking
down.
really good recently in some matcherinos, and I think they can be a competitor to make the top 4. So I would not.
They have been doing good in matcherinos.
Well, as we have a lot of bantage today, that was a little bit
They have
unfortunate there. STMN is very
STMN has
confident.
been buns
On the other
all
side,
year,
we have an
though.
SSG that, is
Bridge too
showing
far,
that
it's my
they,
favorite heist map.
Are like a team player. They're there for everyone. They like the other teams that are playing up against them. They still want to win, though, Kenny.
Yeah, I mean, I think this one's definitely personal. Obviously, SSG has some roster members that played for STMN for a long time, so I'm sure they feel that. This one's a little bit of an emotional one, but also a really important one as far as the region's concerned. And clearly on the desk, we're pretty split on this decision. I know that we talked about this beforehand, but I was very 50-50 coin toss-wise of who I was going to pick. I'm going to side with SSG ultimately, though. I think they've had better
STMN
results in the past, and obviously with the
Yo, let's go!
up a little bit. So I think
SSG, give me my Pro Pass
not
XP.
89%, I'll tell you that much. That
SSG,
makes
give me
me
my
a
Pro
little
Pass
nervous. I'm
XP.
completely frank that Donation is just
SSG, give me my
completely
Pro
fine
Pass
with SSG,
XP.
but I do think this one has potential to be one of the better quarterfinals across the world. This
Yeah!
Looking forward to it. I think
Like,
Space
Tacos
Station
is not
Gaming
tough,
is
bro.
also
Look at this
gonna be
kid.
pretty good form.
It's like Diego
STMN,
Gamer
they're
2.0.
not an unknown quantity. We've seen
Him and Diego Gamer are the
with
same
Juan
person,
Carlos
dude.
now added to this roster, you know, like Matcherinos. Even Chino commented on it because they have been grinding in that.
I like
the
Pain, though. Pain
way
stuff.
that they play these
Pain
individual
stuff.
players, they like to grind up those Matcherinos. And there is stuff to be said about, well,
I
what
bet
about game day preparation? It's a whole different ballpark. Yes, and there's also just raw intuition that allows you to come up with these, you know, strong things to pick on game day.
We're heading into Bridge 2-4, first map of
Bro,
the
watching
second
NHG is my
quarterfinal.
new favorite
And Bridge
pastime,
2-4
I
is
think.
also a map that made Juan Carlos and his kid famous, so let's see what they're going to show us today.
So, Loki, if they
He's
enter
not
any
banned out, would still
Matcherinos
be up
this
for the
upcoming
picking.
month,
I don't believe
bro,
we're
we're gonna
see
be watch
him, though.
parties, I
Kazakh is
think.
going to be banned out double here. We saw
As long
her
as
a
I'm
lot
free.
of times yesterday, Kenny. She seemed to be very,
I
very
got
strong. Also in
warned
the
in San
EA
Francisco
region,
for
not
saying
in EMEA
STMN
though.
win. That's
50% win rate
crazy.
there. In scrims, she's even worse. What's going on with that?
Well, why would you go against King, bro?
Definitely an
Sanders
interesting
King.
one. I mean, we were going to see a Kaze double
That's it.
ban, in fact, too, which is real interesting. We
If
got
you didn't
Lumen
know,
Angelo,
freak
though,
out.
up on
Alright,
the table,
simply.
too. I'll call that out as well.
Like, it
Just
wasn't
because
already
it's a
one-sided
tough
enough, you
decision.
had to
This is
rub
one we
salt
saw in
in.
South America yesterday as well. And so SSG elect to go Angelo, which makes me believe that STMN have a pretty good odd of going with Lumi, because otherwise, if you don't take it, SSG might grab that as well. And those are two very normally banned brawlers.
And that's difficult also because Angelo kind of craps on Lumi.
Flashbacks.
Totally outranges
Nah.
her. He's able to switch lanes really easily to get on
Oh,
that.
wait, let me run a poll.
So
Who do
if
we think's
STMN
gonna win?
do find themselves in a situation where they're forced to pick that,
go.
they're still looking at
SSG,
a lane that can easily rotate over
STMN.
to take her down pretty much every time. Now, she does do really good safe
Who
damage
wins?
as she's left alone, so she does fit that sort of mold that...
Alright, for Chev, we'll watch at least the first round.
They need to be
And I'm an
able to play. They
SSG
also
fan
need
as
to
well,
be able
so.
to do damage, and it's fewer brawlers than you think.
Y'all better vote for
If they go with
SSG,
this
bro.
Lumi, now they'll have to think of something that...
Dude, I have an SSG hoodie, I have an
Some
SSG
aggression
t-shirt, and
really
I
be
want an
helpful
SSG
because playing
jersey.
in
I just haven't got
matchups
one
versus
yet.
this guy,
Yo,
it's
SSG,
pretty
send me a
much
jersey, bro. I'll rep it.
Yeah, Eve was kind of what I anticipated, just with Angelo.
Whoever sends, hey, whichever esports team sends me a jersey, if I do my face reveal, I'll be wearing that jersey, bro. So, you know, SSG, like, whoever wants to, bro, send it over
comes
here.
in, so SSG went Angelo, left-hand side here with STMN, gonna grab Lumi, and then Eve, a very normal one. So far,
No,
I'd say
if
on
STMN
high
sends
safe
me one, I'm
damage,
not
though, I
accepting
think with
it.
that last pick, SSG are gonna make their two selections, and then STMN are gonna have to make a decision on what their win condition is. 'cause
The
I
fact that they
have
picked up Juan
DPS
Carlos
right
is
now.
a
I know
criminal
Lumi
offense,
is somebody
bro.
that deals a lot of damage, but I don't necessarily know if that's at the expense of a high safe.
Bo is going to be a great
Wait,
way
Sands
to
is
get
gonna
damage
play
on that
Angelo?
safe. He's fantastic
There's
on
no
lane.
way.
It can get outranged.
Usually, Sands is
Some
more of a
situations.
DPS kind of
Lumi
guy.
is going to have a pretty
I know his
decent lane
game. I know his
matchup
ball.
against the Bo in particular. And yes,
like Bobby's probably gonna switch with Sans.
Once he hits all of those arrows,
because I know Ball. Like Bobby is a DPS. I'm not a DPS merchant. Sans is a DPS merchant. Bobby is a marksman merchant.
Looking at something that can appropriately
Let
apply the
Taco
aggression to the enemy side, though. 8-bit. Okay.
All right, I could see Sans on bow.
Completely different mindset.
I could probably
we almost
see.
never see here, and I feel like the counter.
I could probably see Chino
I feel
on
like
this
this
thing
is
with 8-bit.
definitely a Bell game.
But Bobby and
if you
Sans will
wanna
probably
counter
switch.
that 8-bit directly.
Yeah, Bell could be an interesting one. Carl comes
Chino
from
might
lines
actually
here as
take the
well,
Angelo
just to
too,
kind of
I
punch
don't
through
know.
everything. A little aggressive one.
Sans is definitely
North
on bow,
America tends to go with a
100%.
little bit here.
I'd be
Yeah,
surprised if
somebody that
Sans
does
goes
kinda
on
bring that high save
Angelo.
damage
I'd
that you were
be
mentioning,
very
just maybe not in the
surprised.
way of rolling up right on it. Right?
Free
He's still
none
kind of trotting
game.
his way
Yeah.
very slowly down to the other end of the map. But he does
Yo, they picked King!
Rock
They might win.
Both talked really
Tacos took King. They might win.
Well,
They
look,
might
Brock
win.
thrives in matchups
They
where he
took
gets to
King.
play max range. That's the
King
only
didn't take
place
King,
where he's really that
but
good.
Tacos took King.
And he's also
I don't know
able
where
to
my
lay some
loyalties
serious
lie
damage
anymore.
into that high safe. It doesn't
I don't
move,
know
so
where they
it's
lie
carrying
anymore.
with every single shot is going to be massive damage. That, and he actually has a crazy good matchup.
By the way, if you guys can't tell, I love
8-bit,
this kind. I
generally
love these
weak
sports, bro.
against things.
I'm a geeker.
That, like, tap him up at long
I used to be
range,
so
take
into it a few
advantage
months
of
ago
slow
too.
speed.
Like I would know
Brock
everything.
is one of those. He
All right, here we go, bro.
But that kind of works.
Brock is so broken on this map.
The question is, did he really?
All right,
want
Bobby
to
is on the
see
Angelo.
that
Sans is on the
instead?
8-bit. That
He's
makes
still able
sense,
to fare
honestly.
fairly well against
It's
Chino.
very
Notice that this
DPS-y.
right lane is actually narrower
Very
than
objective
the
oriented.
left lane on the map, and it means that Chino
Bobby
has
on the
really
Angelo.
room
He's pretty
to
goated with marksman
dodge.
brothers.
He can
Not
only
gonna lie,
back
it's a
up unless
specialty.
he gets assistance from Bobby.
Payne is on the Brock. That's gonna be
Payne worked his
disgusting,
right hand
and he's already
against
bullying Bo in the right
8-bit
side
being
here.
backed away due to the Lumi gadget. Juan Carlos threatening up the middle of the map. The extra spawn.
What do you mean? The lanes are normal.
Especially into some of these single projectile.
I mean,
blocks, somebody
SSG's
like
getting
Angelo
bullied, but the
comes to
lanes are
mind, of
normal.
course. Bobby with a nice tap.
Bo
No
should probably go for
sharpshooter
Lumi. Yep,
capabilities
he's
in the
switching
region
now.
and is a
They just were
long-term
waiting for an
brawler. Right now,
opportunity.
it's just full
8-bit needs to
pressing
take
in
the
as they
Brock.
get through this
Angelo
first
needs to
point.
stay mid and play
The lane
control
swaps
on
as well.
this
They play
Eve.
Sans on this right lane versus Payne and Chino on the left.
Ooh,
versus
ooh, they're
Bobby
pinching,
Snell
they're pinching,
shifting
they're
over to the
pinching.
right
He's
side,
overextending,
picking
but
one kill,
they-
looking for
ooh,
two on
double
Juan
take,
Carlos.
double take.
And now
Sam's gonna
Space
set up
Station
this
are exactly
station
where
here.
they
This is
want
gonna
to
be deadly
Also
damage,
note the star
devastating
power
on the
choice from
safe right
Sans.
here.
He's decided to go for
They were waiting for their moment and they
some more
found it.
sustained
They're gonna
long
retake
control,
Payne out
some tactical
again. Not gonna be able to
play
get
as
Sans.
well,
Sans
and
gonna be able to
managed
stay
lift
alive.
and tell
Juan's
the
gonna
tale.
try and get
He's
Sans.
still gonna have to
Bobby's
obey
gonna
the
sit in the
presence of
middle
Juan
here.
Carlos on the right side.
Sans unable to stay alive. Juan gets that kill, snipes it. Brock's back up in his lane. Juan's gonna heal up and reset to the middle as Bobby's trying to keep damage to both of them right now. Able to take them both out and safe damage. 8-bit's gonna be back to pluck the safe a little bit and then back off. Yep, knew it.
Saw quickly he can get that output.
I'll pull a Toxic
Look at
Gene
how
and Sam
efficiently Bobby
Intelligent.
can switch lanes if he needs to.
If
Tacos on the
SSG
lane
has
on the left
KFC,
side,
then
Bobby
they
can
win.
shift over there if he
What
needs,
is that?
which seems to be fine for now. As
Power
long as
versus
Chino
Chino's
holds
deep.
that lane,
Yeah, I
then
wasn't
it's
even paying
fine.
attention to the left
But
side.
Bobby's
It's just a
usually the one
stalemate.
getting the kills out here. It's typically the paradigm.
Okay, Bobby's
that
gonna
we see
take this
Angelo
Eve.
fit,
He can really
but
bully
also
this Eve,
he's
to be
laying
honest.
the
Now he's gonna
shots
get
down
into the
very
other lane.
effectively. Down goes
So
Tacos.
strong. This
Juan Carlos
Angelo pick
gotta
is
be
so
next.
strong. You can
As
just
we see
float
Pinch
between the
over on
lanes
left
so
side.
much more
That's how Space
smoother
Station
than
Gaming plan
Eve.
on holding
Play a bigger
control.
factor
It's
and
primarily
get
with this
huge safe
Angelo that can
damage.
shift lanes
8-bit's gonna
super
keep
easily.
pressuring this Brock back. Angelo's gonna
Advantage
try and get a
SSG
shot
for
in.
now.
Has to back
Sub
up to
30
heal up.
seconds,
Juan
the
Carlos is
hypercharge
gonna be
available
full
for
health,
Sans.
charging
Payne
down the
popping
middle
one of
lane,
his own
looking to
right
deal
now.
some damage.
Top
Takes
right-hand
out the
side
turret.
doing work. No
Sans is gonna be
connection
backed up here. He
made.
does
That
have
is
his
a
hyper to
tough one
pop.
for STM
They
Energy.
are ahead by 10% right
Space
now,
Station
11%
Gaming, they're
right
almost at
now.
a position where
8-bit's
they're
gonna push
ahead by
back
a
into
shield,
this
but they
Brock.
have to
Huge
get it
damage
done
takes out the
now.
Eve
Wide
station
open
as well.
Sans
One's
needs to
gonna
stay
tag
alive to
him,
get a
gonna
little
break
bit
the
more in
shield
there.
on the
Could go for the
safe,
kill on
and
Payne.
even
He
more
dodges the
damage.
shot.
That's gonna
Payne
put them
gets
well
the kill,
within
only
the
5
win.
seconds
That's
to
a
go,
win for
58%
SSG.
on
No
Space Station
surprise, no
Gaming.
surprise.
Safe,
They had a
and
game
it's
plan and
nice
they executed
and
it.
safe and
They had
sound. Not a single
game
member
plan.
of S-Team could go and
And
touch it
that's
just
it.
then. It's one.
Chef
for
says, I
Space
think
Station.
I gotta go. I'm sick.
From top to bottom, I would say from SSG.
KFC's better than
just
Brawl.
felt like they got aggressive when they needed to. But this is a
Oh, you don't want to stay in the
blend
stream
of
when
aggression and
when
defense.
my
Because
all-time
oftentimes we see
favorite
brawlers
team
like
cheers.
Daryl and Melody. These brawlers that get up on the safe.
I think
and
STM
beat
would
out
win.
of damage. Instead, though, we're seeing 8-bit be the
Uh-huh.
primary source of that. And so if they can get
Wait, can we just look at this poll? You guys didn't vote for SSG, bro. What is that?
And we had just had a couple moments there where 8-Bit
This is gonna be a close set though, Shem. It's gonna be like 3-2.
Get them enough percentage points to take that 20-some-odd plus percentage lead that they got.
They want to get that done.
These
again.
two teams are gonna go 3-2.
Lane matchups.
Yo, I'm back.
Sands over to mid.
Yeah, Juan is just a horrible pickup.
On the mid, excuse me, on the Brock.
He's overrated, a win trader, leaderboard warrior. All right.
shift Sands over to fight Tacos on the right. Recall that they swapped him away from the Lumi
Just saying.
in game number 1.
I'm ashamed to say this, but I voted for SSG.
So far,
Why are you
not too much action.
ashamed?
It's gonna come down to
SSG's
when
gonna
Bobby
win,
gets his
bro.
first kill. If last game is anything to judge by, he's looking for a pinch on either one.
All right, we have Chino and the
or
Brock
Tacos,
this
but
time.
Abe isn't just in position
Angelo's
yet.
still in the mid,
He does
playing
have the
against his
plug-in turret
Eve.
down, which is
Lumi on the
pretty
8, but
close
that's a
to
better
game
matchup
one.
for Lumi, I
He's
think.
keeping it quite safe
Decent
from Lumi on
DPS.
the right side.
This is just a DPS battle on the right side here. This Chino Pain battle is pretty interesting, but I don't think Chino can really move in on this Brock.
battling in the middle. A couple 4K shots here and there to
Okay,
add some
Brock's just
damage.
gonna get rid of the
With another
bushes.
mid-super,
Bo
he's
really
not
has
enough
nothing
for
to
a
show
kill.
for himself
Chino
now.
forced to be-
Angelo has to
Just
put the
been
pressure. I
staring
think
either
Angelo
side,
puts the
really
pressure,
making
they
a
win the
big-time
game.
move.
If
Missed there from
Angelo's
Tacos
able to
as
push
well.
his
Eve
Eve back and help
still
out the other
cycling his
two
way
lanes,
through.
they can
Luckily,
get down there,
STM
do their
back in
safe
control
damage, and
now.
that's their game plan.
Major entry
But
point
it's
for
not
STM
looking like it's
here was
going well
getting
right now,
Eve
as
super
Bobby's
down.
gonna die.
Oh, and Juan Carlos gets a pick on the left side. That's going to be
Abe's gonna have to
massive.
switch
He's
the
stay
middle
alive
lane,
here
trying
at
to
mid,
play both
which means
lanes here.
going
He's
to
trying to
evade
switch with
this
Chino, it
position
looks like,
from
but
Space
Chino
Station
doesn't
Gaming, sort of
really
fall back,
switch because he's
try
got
and
enough
retain the
leverage on the
position.
Brock to keep going
See
down. He's
Sands
gonna
move
put
over
the
to
turret
left
now,
side, though. Seems
however,
like he would much
and he's
rather
gonna play
face this
kind of a
Brock than the
defensive
Lumi,
position
which is going to
here.
be Bobby's job
Angelo's
for
gonna
now,
try and
until
get
they
them
can
both
get an
pushed back. He
effective
just needs to
brawler
go for that
swap
Lumi
to take
kill
that
here.
mid
If he
lane.
gets the
Sands
Lumi kill,
now
oh, he's
taking
got to
up
get
that
rid of
mantle
that
to face
Eve
Juan
station.
Carlos.
That
He's
Eve
one
station's
shot by
gonna be
Juan
huge
Carlos.
damage.
There he goes
The
down.
Eve station's gonna come in. They're gonna be able to be a little more
firmly in
aggro off
control of
this
this mid.
push.
Now Juan Carlos
Now, like,
has the
Eve
baby boom
hypercharge
down.
in the
It's a
middle.
hypercharge
Juan is
addition of
farming
those, so it's gonna
supers
be
right now.
endless
I don't know
cycling
who
of
let
little
this man
spawners.
farm, but
That's
he
a
is
really tough
farming.
thing for somebody like
That
Angelo to
Eve
deal with
hypercharge
8-bit.
is going to be
Just hurling down
devastating for
shots in the
SSG
mid.
if they're going to
Chino
be
forced
pushed
to
back
away, and this is
into
an
their
opportunity
spawn.
for Payne and his teammates to reposition.
Trying to push back out.
Bobby
They
couldn't
need
land
to
that shot
hold
on the
on
Tacos
here.
on the
They
right
need to
side.
get damage.
That's going to cost them big time. We're at the point of no return. It's a gap of a shield. STMN, they're
You
so
voted
far
for
ahead that
SSG
Space
because
Station
I
Gaming
believe.
at this
There's no
point,
believing
simply
it. They're not
planning for the next
underdogs,
round.
bro.
They're still going to give it all they got in these final few seconds.
All right,
just to
Father, I'm
keep
gonna
that
go see.
momentum
All
going.
right,
The
Chubbs,
hypercharges are
appreciate your
flying out.
support,
This
brother.
would be
I appreciate your
massive
support.
if there were not a
Freaky
spawn
about
shield
every team you
blocking
cheer
them
for. I
from
have to
getting
be
an
opposite.
advantage or some sort of upper hand here. It's a tie.
All right, it's 1-1.
Number 1.
All right, Chev.
Could have been close if they get that gadget off.
It's
with
1-1.
Bo, though. If Bo has a gadget,
Oh,
they
Chev
can
left.
penetrate through that high safe, at least numbers-wise. It was a close call. I think they would have needed a few more tags, and even still,
can turn off
would have been a
the-
toughie. But that's part of the influence for why Bo gets selected.
Off the trophy
so much
track here,
here.
matchmaking
Still
overlay.
a close call either way. That second one
yeah, I
in
could.
particular really felt like STMM were just handling their wanes, maybe winning that KD matchup a little bit more. This hasn't really.
Is it-
felt
is
like
it
a
really
matrix
bugging
at
you
all.
that
We've never
badly?
had that big moment outside of maybe 8-bit getting some good shots out, but even still, he's not on top of that high save. It really has come down to a little bit of team play, winning your lane, and just
Pain
working it up the map
and
and holding
Chino
the
back.
line.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, this is like a,
Whereas ADHD is
retro
gonna be the end of
throwback
us all.
to the control meta of
Yeah.
once upon a time. This is how
I gotta remember how to do this, bro. I don't want to remove it because then I have to like deal with it later. Alright. Do that for now, it's fine.
the game
Below at 50%, SSG have an up.
I'll just move it to the side, yeah.
seems like they're falling apart right now, but they do have a bit of utility up there.
SSG's
They have
trash,
Sands
bro.
pushing
Why
on
is
this
there
lane
so much
versus Payne,
SSG
who
hate?
switches quite efficiently with the rocket laces. He's one shot for Bobby, but gets
No
the
way,
kill
they
at max
lose.
range. Sands
I'm gonna
gonna
lose
throw
all my
those
pro
extra
pass
credits onto
XP.
the safe. Should get it down pretty close to a
I'd
shield.
SSG winning, I'd
4%
elevate winning,
difference.
I'd
You
NAG
have to
winning,
get
bro.
that
I'm gonna
shot.
lose so
Payne's
much
just
XP.
sending it okay for a couple shots. That's actually going to cost them a
Which
lot of
mic? My
control,
mic?
And Bobby gets a free win
Oh, I
on
would
lane
make my
1,
mic louder.
on mid, and on the right side. He's going to be taken down
I think
by
you guys are
Tacos,
used
which
to
is
my
quite
400%,
unfortunate,
so I'm gonna
but
turn
you
it
see
back.
the way he was running in. That's desperation right there from Space Station Gaming.
Or it's
They know they have
480,
to make
but
a
I'll
move
just do
here
400.
and now. If they cannot start getting damage on the safe in really the next few
It's still
seconds,
kinda quiet,
then
no?
all hope is lost.
Yeah, they still have to get through another
Yo!
couple of checkpoints, and STMN obviously have one to go through 10% till they get till 25. Chino has
Nah, that's alright.
line with 30 to
I'm gonna go
Red
put some
roster
lotion,
moving
bro.
up. Gadget goes down. He's
Why are you
dropping his
glazing
one here,
Juan
sending it
so
straight
much?
At the high safe. Does get through that first checkpoint.
Bye, Chubbs.
Have a gadget
Bye.
available. Sands raining in on this high
Oh, you
safe.
can't see the
They have to watch out
percentage,
for the
that's
other
why.
side. Payne and Lumi have slipped through.
Oh, okay.
Down to 50%. Got to see that gadget come in soon if they want to get past.
Dude,
it. Down
SSG
to
actually
25.
lost
That was a
this
gadget
one.
being
Wait, where's the
gonna
damage?
Throw some rockets in to save one.
No.
Carlos to get the final shots. A race against the clock for
No.
both teams. But STM
Tacos might
come out on
actually be
top.
tough.
Beautifully done there. And for the most part, STMN had control in that game.
No,
I feel
bro.
like there's some moments
Tacos
where
might actually be
SSG got
tough.
some big-time kills, were able to finally move up that map. It wasn't enough, though. Too big of a lead in the early game for STMN. I didn't really feel like that was too big of an outdraft. I mean, it was certainly control-oriented, like you said, Reddy. Very different from the style
Oh, nah.
recent Brawl Stars. So,
Oh,
not sure what to
nah,
make
bro.
of it. I do feel like both these teams are clearly still in the match.
Alright, I'm gonna go mini view while they're intermission, and I want to look at my Brawl Stars
This Mexican
account.
roster is looking spicy.
I'm starting to stim a little bit. Wait, give me mini view. Yo.
Despite several awful starts, Space Station Game somehow managed to win that game number 1, but they just couldn't find the right angle at the start of the games. As you mentioned, Kenny, in both of them, both of the following ones, it was just all STMN at the start of the set, and they just had too big of a lead to ever claw their way back into the match. Despite that,
run, I guess
had
we
a
can
massive
try it.
KD. There,
I was gonna go
kills,
collect
but
my
not really
fame
any
points,
damage
but
onto
we can do
safe,
this
and in the end, that's the objective of the game mode. Ready?
Oh.
Well, can I be a hater real quick and say, okay, cool, you got 15 kills. This is a 3-game series, so you're getting 5 kills a game.
Dude, I can't believe they lost
Game number 1 made up for, like, most of those. And I think that he was really struggling there in game number 2. Game number 3 started to find his footing once again. Saw a bit of sloppiness, honestly, from STMN, where they're, like, pushing into him. You saw, like, Brock running up mid just to get a couple of rockets.
Can't believe SSG just lost a set to STMN. That's criminal.
So there was potential there. I think.
Dude, none of the teams I want to win are gonna win today. That's gonna be insane.
You can make it happen in game 2, sort of did in game number 3, and also the bow. It didn't really do much. Held lane versus Lumi, but generally I feel like you're looking for something that can win, not just hold lane.
Definitely a tough one there. I mean, to your point, 5 a game doesn't seem like much, but at a pro level, I do feel like he's holding his own there. And I think a big thing that you could see in the stat category too is Bo and 8-bit. You see 3 kills and 5 kills. That's not a ton. 8-bit had a good amount of high safe damage, but like you kind of mentioned too, I never really felt like there was a moment where Bo was popping off with high safe damage or grabbing big time kills. I feel like it's just tough for Bo in general right now in Heist, just due to how often he's outranged, which is something I feel like he fell victim to in that one.
Wait, why is there jump pads?
Not that good showings yesterday also from Brock, so I was surprised to see him picked up here. It did work out in the end to me, honestly. SSG even had
KCP on top.
So yeah,
Are you
it was
blazing
very
KCP
interesting.
right
First
now?
set heading over to Shooting Star now, and that is a map where Bobby should be shining. We just saw him on D'Angelo. He's one of the best long-ranged brawler players, so if this is not the map that SSG can turn things around here and evade that 2 lead from
I'm not playing that again, bro.
I don't know when they can. Ready.
He's a notoriously strong long-range brawler player. He's an expert sniper, and there are all kinds of them available here. A lot of times you would actually see them.
He is an expert sniper. That might be too much glaze, though.
We even saw like some nanny selections here as well, so keep your eyes peeled for that one. I'm particularly looking at Mandy as a possible selection for either team here. Would be a really solid first pick. Another thing that sticks out to me, is that some brawlers have been unbanned. Curiously, between these two teams, the discussions.
If he doesn't open up spots, I'm leaving.
Like, okay,
I'm gonna push trophies.
Jae-Young's gonna be banned. We're gonna get
Prince takes too long to think about things
And both
sometimes.
teams are focused on totally different things here.
Yeah, with Lumi being picked up as well, I think Jae-Young and Gus are probably the next 2 that I'm thinking of. This
Alright,
is
one more without.
I feel like Lumi
This guy's really
does
testing my
quite a
fuse,
bit from
so.
the ban stage to the play stage, just because of how open it is. Lumi is
King Sans is on the TV, by the way.
range, but obviously not your traditional sharpshooter.
King Sans is on the
Modes
TV.
like Bounty and
What's
all
up,
that
Sean?
map. That's something we're more used to seeing. I think this is going to be a Gus coming in here, which makes sense. So probably not Jae-Young on this 2-3 turn alongside it. I don't think they're going to go for double support. At least I'd be surprised. But if they really believe in Jae-Young as an individual,
I need to see what
they
Game
might
Boy
still
does.
nab him.
Yeah, it's possible, especially to pick up later on in the draft. Jae-Young just communicates, okay, we're gonna be playing we're gonna be playing super aggressive, right? Here's a gray in here. Now this does communicate something very
Now where do we
which is
go?
that they're gonna go for some sort of aggro last pick. It is possible for them to function independently, but I think we even saw that yesterday in South America, where a team decided to pick up the Gus and the gray, and then they totally
I just
ended their
die?
draft on the
I
last
just fell
pick.
into this
And
portal.
look, they had a bunch of good pieces, but they didn't fit together to make a good puzzle. So this is.
Do I have any snipers to push on Bounty? No,
for
dude.
Space
I only have
Station game
tanks.
That they're gonna
I'm
get
cooked.
something aggro last.
I'm actually
and
cooked. I only have
SSG
tanks.
Have to respond.
There's the
Jae-Young's a good
Starting to
pick.
See some faces that we expected to see here for both sides. curious who this 5th pick will be for them, because I do feel like they are lacking a little bit of range. They could stray away from that completely. I mean, we see that sometimes. Historically, we've seen Gene Max comps work wonders here, throwing something like a Buster in there to be rather aggressive and get up in the enemy's faces, charge those super passively. This feels different, though. I'm not sure if somebody like a Bell is the answer. I've seen 8-bit quite a bit from STMN on this map. Carl shows up for them quite a bit, but obviously in the band stage, so I'm just gonna grab Nani.
Alright, so Sans on Gus, Bobby on
Really interesting.
Gray,
I feel like
Juan
they
on
really
Luke.
didn't want to deal with like a
This can be a close
last
game.
pick. Maybe they anticipated Space Station Gaming might be thinking of something like that, where
I already
they picked
pushed
the
Max
Gus
and
the
Colette
Gray, but then they
Silver
pivoted on
3.
the last pick for just a really good Piper game for Bobby, which this I think would be can get run down.
We're only
by
pushing
a
people with
decent
masteries,
amount,
that may
but
be like-
Lumi's never really gonna touch ya, and then Nanny is just like the antithesis to something like Piper.
He was just
for
an
example.
innocent
One
one.
shot of Piper with damage gear active. Bell, this is one that you called out, Kenny. I
He
really
always
agree.
rage
When you're
bait.
facing a Jaeyoung comp,
It's
Jaeyoung's
his
strength is going to come
personality.
from being near his teammates, especially with the star
Not
power that
that.
everyone runs that gives you speed by staying near enemy brawlers. Well, now that you're facing Bell, you don't want to be near them. They're going to reflect damage onto you if they get hit.
That's a great point. It's something that when you see like those Gene
Oh,
Max
God.
comps, for example, it's hard for Bell to tap Max, but if you can tap Gene, who's trying to passively heal his teammates,
Lord Almighty, I'm back, big boy. I got the
those
lows.
bounce shots can be that little extra chip damage that helps you out
What
along
are
the
you
way. That's a
yapping
big
about?
time marker. Two very different compositions here.
What could you
STMN
possibly
taking the
do?
lead so far in a 107.
There's
Now
Dynasty
it's
stuff. We gotta get rid of bots.
Once again, rely on SSG and their marksman skills to see if they
Friends, get rid of bots, dude.
Super close interaction there at mid. Bobby almost pulled Payne all the way through that indestructible to follow up with a second hit. Didn't manage to, and Payne survived within pretty much an inch of his life. Obviously,
Dude said
pushing him
interaction.
aggressively, though, and he's got his first
That's Clash Royale talk.
line. So how is he going to utilize it? Most likely for some sort of assassination.
That's Ready
Look for a
talking,
long
right?
pull there, but now he's going to come up empty-handed. Space Station Gaming are being kept at range so well on the right side. See Sans
Just
taken
telling me
down
to ready
by
up.
from Juan Carlos. Nicely done. Couldn't even get juked out.
Juan Carlos getting his
Alright,
super
though.
and some taps going through. That was nicely done by ST.
I hate Dino
Now up
jumping.
3-0 here, and most importantly, have that blue star established.
We all hit that
Tacos
thing, right?
Not being overly aggressive,
This
just
is,
taking his time. He can always dip behind.
Did we already
drop
lose?
these, hide behind
Wait
a
a minute,
wall, heal,
chat.
and then pull him back at a moment's notice. Payne holding his own too. I mean, Jaeyoung, I don't think thought it by any means as sharpshooters, but really hasn't been a liability or anything. If anything, he's helping his squad.
Wait, did we just lose, bro?
I'm looking also at Tacos on this left side. Look at where he's placed down these maces on the ground. In a position where he's able to get the ice, the skates put on both Sans and Bobby at the same time. So if they decide that they want to play aggro, then if they go inside of the radius of those maces, will be forced to slide forward and overextend. Makes it a free kill for Tacos or for Payne, or really.
Bro, I did it, but I did it the
even
wrong
Keep over
direction.
Here, going for Chino.
I hate mini
Almost
games, bro.
putting
I'm
Chino
actually
in
like,
TP. Okay,
I cannot
cool.
play mini games.
Notice also there was no heal there.
I don't have the
Bobby's
brain,
gonna
like,
be, running for
the
star power for Gray.
the
Gives him
attention
a
span
bit
for
better
mini games, I
survivability
think.
here. Shooting star. We're down to the final few seconds.
Holy moly.
Kenny, it's now or never.
Team is full.
15 on the clock, and SSG
It
have
was
to make
full,
a
it
move.
was full.
Gadget going down for Payne, a TP in for
Did I
Bobby.
miss
3-2
you? I
now,
wouldn't go
one
that
star,
far.
the difference maker here.
Oh wait,
Sans
STMN's gonna beat
trying to
SSG.
encroach.
I'm actually
There
losing all
goes
my
the ice
progress.
skates. Bobby TP's once again, looking at Taco, stunned through. They need to make a tag, but Juan Carlos there to save the day.
Bro, I wanted
The blue
a legend
squad
drop. I wanted an extra one.
survives.
Do your worst. You are not getting through Jaeyoung's healing. Unless you somehow catch him off guard where he's just swapped to the speed, and then you can lay down the hurt. He's going to be throwing those healing bottles at his teammates. He's got the super, he's got the movement. Jaeyoung's the dude who's got it all. It's a big
Bro, I
issue
just hopped
for
over
Space
onto
Station
the-
Gaming to face here. They do get the hook on Payne. They need to get that kill. Chino getting in.
You guys actually
Bang!
played this
There's the
pretty
kill.
deep.
Space Station Gaming finally had the ball in their court.
Excellent response here from SSG. They lost that game number 1, and Jaeyoung doesn't get away with a blue star this time. They grab a kill and swing it their way, so essentially that blue star established with SSG. They're on the back heels, though. This is kind of the first time we've seen that. Really
Open one
all
of
the
the
way
bot
back towards
spots.
their spawn
Dude,
side.
I'm not in
Nani
charge of
early
this.
once again connects with Sans now for 2 games in a row. That's got to be frustrating.
Sans was going for to tank that as
Bro,
well.
open a
He
spot,
had the bell
dude.
shield just a moment prior, but it dropped right before he attempted to tank that. Must have decided, hey, it's better than letting it go to Chino,
1K
who's going
plus
to get
push
one
to
shot by it
what? How much
likewise, and giving the blue star over to S-Team and really just extracting as much value as possible from these
don't have to
interactions,
open them
even when they
all,
know they're going
dude.
to lose.
It's a really big decision that you pointed out. That blue star obviously crucial to win a game of bounty. Now Chino really dueling on this right hand in, just out of arm's reach of Juan Carlos. It was close to a tag, but not quite. So STMN still only going to hold
My
most of the
Gus.
lead.
Oh.
Also note the lane swap over to the left side. Bobby's going to have to come up with something creative to get out of this one. Taco's nearly got him taken down, but there's 1 and 2 at mid and the right side.
What do you
Bobby's
want?
up
Is it
next
for the
with a super
box?
from Tacos. He didn't even get a super last game. He was simply playing footsies at range. Just
Is it for the
don't get
box?
within the range of my bases was really the whole approach to facing Tacos on the Lumi. Space Station Gaming, they've given STMN Lumi for the second time, and this time it is seriously causing them issues.
They're going to have to really pop off here. Shot clock available. Bobby with a TP and a hypercharge alongside it. Now Sands with one of his own. He goes down, though, at a crucial moment. Falls. Bobby wiped away 2, and Chino would be the last one. They're going to let him be, though. They know they can just hang tight and hold on to a 10-star lead. Stamina extend, and this new added roster member seems to be part of a big-time turnaround for this team.
2-0 in this series right here. Not just in sets, but also in the most recent sets game score. The Lumi, you just can't give it over to STMN by the looks of things. Space Station Gaming do have tricks up their sleeve. They tried to send in Bobby with the gray teleport. He got Lumi pretty low, but the Jae Young heals kept her online.
They got Lumi, and they also got the Nanny. And you'll know I'm a stats nerd. Nanny showed to be first pick material, ban-worthy, and they left both of those brawlers open for the picking for STMN. It's, yeah, a little bit of a draft diff, honestly. I did feel like Space Station Gaming had some moments where they did show us some great mechanics, some great gameplay overall. But yeah, against that Nanny, also yesterday, we've seen her banned out or picked up every single time. So Kenny, I feel like that was a big mistake.
Really interesting in terms of the back stage. I mean, you talked about it right at the top. Lumi slips through, which I would say is, again, a little more normal on something like Shooting Star. But then Nani sliding that forth through. Lumi being a first pickup. I mean, it's definitely been some I would say, stages from both these teams. I'm sure that's part of just doing the homework of scrimming other teams, of seeing what these guys selected. You don't see that.
But why is Woot Miko, dude?
But I think this is just some good research being done. And STMN looked good while doing it. I mean, the kill count, especially for a mode like Bounty, obviously that's everything. And it just was not close there. I think SSG really got to find something, because right now this 2-0 feels like a lot to overcome.
There are so many things that make you the best team in a region. You need to do your homework on the other teams in terms of draft, also what strategies they like to follow. Or they
you do a 1v1 tourney for fun?
One person ahead. That's
I don't know, bro. I don't feel like doing
very
1v1.
aggressive showing and get some pressure in. Then
1v1s are kind of mediocre right now.
Very important factor, chemistry. And this is the part where I felt like STMN could maybe struggle a bit still.
I am done with this though, low-key.
United yet again in STMN, but it seems like they are playing together as if they have been doing nothing else in the last few months, really.
And honestly, it wouldn't shock me. These guys have definitely been playing together in match arenas and just as individual players for quite some time as well.
Bro,
it's
how are they saying Sam's is bad? It doesn't make sense.
Uniting, really, of a good old-fashioned rock good at this game.
No mercy.
So we get through this ban stage, and Kaze, the first overall selection here for SSG. Every region has felt very differently about this brawler, and that's oftentimes the case, especially in the big picture. If the new brawler isn't seen as super OP, there's going to be mixed emotions about it, mixed results, I would say. So North America showing its flair of that here is the first overall pick for open business. Lumi outside of here in that ban stage. We see B, a typical first overall selection, go through 2, and Hank, obviously, some of those compositions are good. I'm curious if Barry comps come through here. Finks would have been another archetype, or at least a brawler that could have been an early selection. So I think STMN have some things to think about.
Barry, totally possible. The Gray is here. Lou now coming in as a selection from STMN. Kind of early. A lot of times, at least in, the modern day of Brawl Stars, and by that I really just mean like the last month, you see Lou picked reactively into tanky stuff. People don't really want to play him unless they need to, because there are counters. Note that Space Station Gaming did get rid of the Stew, which could enable a thrower for them, but really it also enables that Lou, since it's one of his biggest counters. It's possible that Space Station Gaming wanted STMN to get this Lou, but at this point I'm having doubts, because the last couple of times in a row that they wanted to leave a brawler open for STMN, it won. The Lumi was simply too strong.
This is really interesting, and I think, honestly, probably part of that good research being done, because if I can see it, then these guys probably have seen it too. But a typical pick here is a Hank or Frank lead, I would say, for Space Station Gaming. Some of these aggro brawlers, Kaze, Kenji, Frank, Hank, show up very frequently for SSG. So STMN are just doubling down early. They see the Kaze, they pick up the Lou for themselves, they make sure to pick up Chester. So this is going to be a difficult decision, I would say, for SSG. Instead of going for aggressive brawlers. I think they're just going to try and have some good lane matchups against these two individuals. They still have to
Just
worry
give me a
about the
second, guys.
possibility, I would say, of Stamina picking up an aggressive or tankier brawler down the end, but I think they're just going to go to Juju just to get some consistent damage, be a good lane brawler, and then they'll make their 5th decision here too. I don't think this is an easy one from the spot of SSG.
No, not really. It does seem, though, that they are leveraging that Stu ban to get up this Juju. And we'll see what they accent it with as well. Gus going to provide the sustain here. Who's Gus giving shield to? It's got to be Kaze over here. She's kind of a must first pick here on open business if it's available, so they've decided to go for it. And this time when they play Gus, hopefully we get to see some actual synergy come out. But to be fair, when they played it previously on Shooting Star, that was not a synergistic composition.
They have no one to play on this, dude.
Gus, you got a Gray over here, and it's not even really supporting anything, just Gus getting 0 kills.
I guess I could play Bonnie for a little bit.
On himself. Now his team can react to this with a thrower of their own. So we're only looking at wall break from Pain. He's going to occasionally get those bombs.
Dude,
as well,
SSG's not
especially
having a
after he
good day.
respawns the super changes to a bomb. But that thrower will be useful in that Juju matchup specifically, especially in close range as well, since you're getting a bonus ammo. You're getting ammo reloaded, especially if you're running the star power. That does so for you when your clone hits an enemy.
Command is also live
Interesting
now.
stuff here, Larry. The choice of thrower. It's what
Bull is
earlier
wild.
that this region has particularly taken interest in, so the pass on it, given the other throwers available, certainly has me a little puzzled. I'm
So
sure
who
it's the extra
picked Bull?
spawner possibly going into Sands as an aggro, but nonetheless, this is a big moment for SSG in their entire season. Double points adding up today. Both of these seeds right next to each other, and STMN with a new pickup are thriving so
Their
far.
entire
And
season.
game
Well, this
number
is low
one,
key in my
it's gonna
way.
be a
What the heck?
battle
I've
here,
been
set
sliding
3.
away for a sec.
Looking at the lanes, specifically Pain is feeling quite a bit of hurt. You see Sands trying to cycle over to that lane as much as he can. Chino also invisible, his position revealed, now receiving the assistance from Bobby. That is the synergy that we needed to see from Space Station Gaming. At last, they
If I was on
look
a
to
better
be
brawler,
in
this
form.
would be a very
team kill,
one-sided
and now they're
game,
counting up to
so.
50%.
Hot start for
Probably
SSG, and
lost
this Kaze pick working wonders.
These guys are not that good. Stay Mad has died about 4 times. I'm on Bonnie with no attack pressure, yet I'm alive. Like, you just have to dodge, bro. Nothing I can do, bro. Holy stinker. Like, bruh. Holy moly.
Taco's left-hand side, going to try and take down Bobby, but they've got a ton of damage. Sands putting some pressure on him as well. Chester just running to this grass, trying to take coverage. They have some daggers, missing all of them, though, so Tacos is going to stay alive. Pain getting a pickup on the right-hand end. This is going to be a tough one for Bobby. Can only focus one brawler at a time, and when you see 2 on the map like Pain, it's going to be a little catastrophic for that red roster.
Space
I'm trying
Station
one
Gaming
more and
now
then I'm
backed up to their
gonna
own spawn, but
push
Sands is a
push
hypercharged
solo,
super. That means
I can't
damage
push
within the
Bounty
radius
with
as
the
well. He's
brawlers I
going to
have
pick up
left.
1 onto Pain. Tacos has got to be up next. I don't think Sands
We'll
really
just watch
wants to
like 8
kill him.
more minutes
Not in
of
the
the
dashing
finals
form.
and
He's
then
going to go
call
for
it.
those daggers and snap up the kill. Has some mobility with his super as well. Going to swap right
Sean,
back to the
I'm
previous
not
form. You
playing
can tell
Byron. I
that
need
Sands has
mastery
been putting
points,
on the
bro.
hours on this Kaze because they came in with that as a first
Yes,
pick
we win if I go on
confidently,
Byron, bro,
and they
but,
snap up
like-
game number 1.
That's
there's no
more of
point
the
of pushing him
SSG
right
I'm
now.
used to seeing. Not in the sense that they're the best team in the region right now, but these guys can play. We know
Get a
that.
job.
They
I
have
might
history.
just have to, bro.
Sands and Bobby got a second place in World Finals not 2 years ago. Last year obviously didn't go their way, but these guys have the history. Chino had been a long-time member here too, so I think to go out in a 3-0 fashion would certainly be a surprise to many. It's certainly a surprise to me, and unfortunately a surprise to my prediction if it happened.
It would be shocking, and I suppose unsurprising is Sans tearing it up over here.
Bonnie's
swapping
range
over the
absolutely
lanes like he did in game number 1, trying to stay on top of Pain as much as possible. And at this point, I think STMN sort of have to pack it up and decide, cool, this is the matchup that we're going to be facing the whole time. It's going to be Larry versus Kaze 100% of the time. That's Tacos being taken down as he was deep in enemy territory, really disjointed.
How did that still hit me? I'm dead. Holy moly, bro. I just can't carry when I'm outranged, guys. Like, I don't know what you want me to do. I'm outranged on this map, and, like... I actually don't know what you want from me. Yes, if I'm on Piper or Byron, I'm going 4-0 against those kids. They're horrible. Obviously. Obviously. It goes without saying.
Team play from STMN at the moment.
So I'm pushing all my brawlers that are mastery, so I'm not going to play on an open map with somebody who's outranged.
And finally, just a Lu Ice Rink gives them a 6%, but it's well past 50 now for SSG.
Not only is it Power 9, we're playing in above lobbies. Holy crap, somebody sends me a request again, I'm ending stream.
Going for those long-range shots, it's one of the reasons that Juju is so valued as a thrower in general. Sans popping out from the bottom of the map. He is everywhere all at once, and Tacos with 265 has to sit this one out.
Now drifting up beyond 85%. Sans is in their spawn, gets the double kill. Yeah, sure. Pop the go pin. What an incredible show from Sans.
Let me go click this fame on
Station
stream real
Gaming,
quick.
a 100-0 outdraft and a 2-0 here in set number 3.
Sans is
getting
getting
a point for them on the match score.
Woo! I'm glad they got a good one in there. And boy, Sans with one of the biggest performances from Kaze we've seen to date. Pop off, young man.
Hey Kaze, and you win, it seems. Yesterday that was the case. Today, Sans showing us how that is done. And I think you brought up a pretty important point during the draft already, how now
Alright, it's
as a team
2-1.
and a comp that worked together,
did
it was
okay there.
intrinsically good because you have something that the Gus can actually shoot his shield to instead of just using it on himself.
Maybe my Procast XP won't be gone.
Yeah, this is the synergy that we need to see from Space Station Gaming. It was a repeat over what we saw yesterday. In
You just said there's your reference?
You can't commit
Bro,
to something like
when?
a Gray and a Gus and then not have anything that it supports.
I have to go find
you had
it
the
now.
support this time. In fact,
When
we
did he
even
say
saw
it?
Bobby give the super to Juju once to keep her alive on her lane. We know that Space Station Gaming have the skills. They're not washed players mechanically. It's really just the draft that they've struggled on so much that has been the story really all year. It's the story have the skills and then not have anything. This is the synergy that we need to see from Space Station Gaming. It was a repeat over what we saw yesterday in South America.
Pretty important point during the draft already, how now Sans showing us how that is done. And I think you brought up a pretty important point.
Has to sit this one out.
Now drifting up beyond 85%. Sans is in their spawn, gets the double kill. Yeah, sure. Pop the go pin. What an incredible show from Sands to get Space Station Gaming a 100-0 outdraft and a 2-0 here in set number 3, getting a point for them on the match score.
Woo! I'm glad they got a good one in there. And boy, Sands with one of the biggest performances from Kaze we've seen to date. Pop off, young man.
Hey Kaze, and you win, it seems. Yesterday that was the case. Today, Sans showing us how that is done. And I think you brought up a pretty important point during the draft already, how now SSG had a comp that worked together. It was intrinsically good because you have something that the Gus can actually shoot his shield to instead of just using it on himself already.
Yeah, this is the synergy that we need to see from Space Station Gaming. It was a repeat over what we saw yesterday in South America. You can't commit with something like a Gray and a Gus and then not have anything that it supports. You had the support this time. In fact, we even saw Bobby give the super to Juju once to keep her alive on her lane. We know that Space Station Gaming have the skills. They're not washed players mechanically. It's really just the draft that they've struggled on so much that has been the story really all year. It's the story today as well. They've got a new drafter. The drafter has decided to leave Lumi open a couple times. I think they've learned their lesson. They've gotten the OP Brawler as their first selection. That is really what they need in their back pocket.
I do think in Shooting Star they got out drafted, now open business. To me, honestly, it was an open field here. Kaze, of course, could be the factor here.
Alright, wait. Let's go back.
Confidently, and they snap up game number 1.
I mean, that's more of the SSG I'm used to seeing. Not in the sense that they're the best team in the region right now, but these guys can play. We know that. They have history. Sans and Bobby got a second place in World Finals not 2 years ago. Last year obviously didn't go their way, but these guys have the history. Chino had been a long-time member here too, so I think to go out in a 3-0 fashion would certainly be a surprise to me. It's certainly a surprise to me, and unfortunately a surprise to my prediction if it happened.
It would be shocking, and I suppose
let me know if you find it, Sean.
surprising is Sans tearing it up over here. He's swapping over to the lanes like he did in game number 1, trying to stay on top of Pain as much as possible. And at this point, I think STMN sort of have to pack it up and decide, cool, this is the matchup that we're going to be facing the whole time. It's going to be Larry versus Kaze 100% of the time. That's Tacos being taken down as he was deep in enemy territory. Really disjointed team play from STMN at the moment as they're losing individual members. They're being isolated and reduced to these 3v2s quite consistently.
And finally, just a Lu Ice Rink gives them a 6%, but it's well past 50 now for SSG. The dominant set just continues here. Red roster continuing to work. Bobby battling with Tacos. Juju rotating to that left hand and going for those long-range shots. It's one of the reasons that Juju is so valued as a thrower in general. Sands popping out from the bottom of the map. He is everywhere all at once, and Tacos with 265. Certainly a
was it the draft? I'm so
damage
confused.
Right in close range. To be fair, when they played it previously on Shooting Star, that was not a synergistic composition. You're telling me you got a Gus, you got a Gray over here, and it's not even really supporting anything, just Gus getting 0 kills and popping shields on himself. Now STMN react to this with a thrower of their own. So we're only looking at wall break from Pain. He's going to occasionally get those bombs as well, especially after he respawns, the super changes to a bomb. But that thrower will be useful in that Juju matchup specifically, especially in close range as well, since you're getting a bonus ammo. You're getting ammo reloaded, especially if you're running the star power. That does so for you when your clone hits an enemy.
Interesting stuff here. Larry, the choice of thrower. It's what I mentioned earlier that this region has particularly taken interest in, so the pass on it, given the other throwers available, certainly has first overall
together and even made it to the World Finals a long time ago. And yes, it looks like nothing really even changed between then and now. They are still really darn good at this game.
No mercy.
So we get to this band stage and Kaze, the first overall selection here for SSG. Every region has felt very differently about this brawler, and that's oftentimes the case, especially in the big picture. If the new brawler isn't seen as super OP, there's going to be mixed emotions about it, mixed results, I would say. So North America showing its flair of that here as the first overall pick for open business. Lumi outside of here in that band stage. We see B, a typical first overall selection, go through 2, and Hank, obviously some of those compositions are good. I'm curious
Bro,
if
is man
Mary comps
clickbaiting
come
us?
through here. Finks would have been another archetype, or at least a brawler that could have been an early selection. So I think STMN have some things to think about.
very totally possible. The gray is here. Lou now coming in as a selection from STMN. Kind of early. A lot of times, at least in, you know, the modern day of Brawl Stars, and by that I really just mean like the last month, you see Lou picked reactively into tanky stuff. People don't really want to play him unless they need to because there are counters. Note that Space Station Gaming did get rid of the Stew, which could enable a thrower for them, but really it also enables that Lou since it's one of his biggest counters. It's possible that Space Station Gaming wanted STMN to get this Lou, but at this point I'm having doubts because the last couple of times in a row that they wanted to leave a brawler open for STMN, it won. The Lumi was simply too strong.
This is really interesting, and I think, honestly, probably part of that good research being done, because if I can see it, then these guys probably have seen it too, but a typical pick here is a Hank or Frank lead, I would say, for Space Station Gaming. Some of these aggro brawlers, Kaze, Kenji, Frank, Hank, show up very frequently for SSG, so STMN are just doubling down early. They see the Kaze, they pick up the Lou for themselves, they make sure to pick up Chester, so this is going to be a difficult decision, I would say, for SSG. Instead of going for aggressive brawlers, I think they're just going to try consistent damage, be a good lane brawler, and then they'll make their fifth decision here too. I don't think this is an easy one for the spot of SSG.
No, not really. It does seem, though, that they are leveraging that Stew ban to get up this Juju. And we'll see what they accent it with as well. Gus going to provide the sustain here. Who's Gus giving shield to? It's got to be Kaze over here. She's kind of a must first pick here on open business if it's available, so they've decided to go for it. And this time when they play Gus, hopefully we get to see some actual synergy come out. But to be fair, when they played it previously on Shooting Star, that was not a synergistic composition. You're telling me you got a Gus, you got a Gray over here, and it's not even really supporting anything. It's just Gus getting 0 kills and popping shields on himself. Now STMN react to this with a thrower of their own. So we're only looking at wall break from Pain. He's going to occasionally get those bombs as well, especially after he respawns. The super changes to a bomb. But that thrower will be useful in that Juju matchup specifically, especially in close range as well, since you're getting a bonus ammo. You're getting ammo reloaded, especially if you're running the star power. That does so for you when your clone hits an enemy.
Interesting stuff here, Larry. The choice of thrower. It's one I mentioned earlier that this region has particularly taken interest in. So the pass have some things first overall.
Very important.
Selected. You don't see the bans of the other team, obviously, unless you play them, but I think this is just some good research being done. And STMN looked good while doing it. I mean, the kill count, especially for a mode like Bounty, obviously that's everything, and it just was not close there. I think SSG really got to find something, because right now this 2-0 feels like a lot to overcome.
There are so many things that make you the best team in a region. You need to do your homework on the other teams in terms of draft, also what strategies they like to follow. Are they the team to just send one person ahead that gives us a very aggressive showing and get some pressure in? Then mechanics are a very important factor, chemistry. And this is the part where I felt like STMN could maybe struggle a little bit still. They just...
Definitely been playing together in match arenas.
Lady talks too much.
As individual players for, you know, quite some time as well. It's the reuniting, really, of a good old-fashioned roster of friends like Juan Carlos and Payne. You probably remember them from like the Vatra days. So this is a reunion of players that had played together and even made it to the World Finals a long time ago. And yes, it looks like nothing really even changed between then and now. They are still really darn good at this game.
No mercy.
So we get through this ban stage, and Kaze, the first overall selection here for SSG. Every region has felt very differently about this brawler, and that's oftentimes the case.
It shows some great mechanics, some great gameplay overall, but against that Nanny, also yesterday we've seen
the top. Lumi slips through, which I would say is, again, a little more normal on something like Shooting Star, but then Nani sliding that forth through. Lumi being a first pickup. I mean, it's certainly a surprise to me, and unfortunately a surprise to my prediction if it happened.
It would be shocking, and I suppose unsurprising, is Sans tearing it up over here. He's swapping over to the lanes like he did in game number 1, trying to stay on top of Pain as much as possible. And at this point, I think STMN sort of have to pack it up and decide, cool, this is the matchup that we're going to be facing the whole time. It's going to be Larry versus Kaze 100% of the time.
No, I haven't found it.
Taco's being taken down as he was deep in enemy territory. Really disjointed team play from STMN at the moment as they're losing individual members. They're being isolated and reduced to these 3v2s quite consistently.
But what was like the timestamp that he
Finally,
sent
just a
me the
Lou
message?
Ice Rink gives them a 6%, but it's
How long ago was that?
50 now for SSG. The dominant set just continues here. Red roster continuing to work. Bobby battling with Tacos. Juju rotating to that left hand and going for those long-range shots. It's one of the reasons that Juju is so valued as a thrower in general. Sands popping out from the bottom of the map. He is everywhere all at once, and Tacos with 265 has to sit this one out.
Now drifting up beyond 85%. Sands is in their spawn, gets the double kill. Yeah, sure. Pop the go pin. What an incredible show from Sands to get Space Station Gaming a 100-0 outdraft and a 2-0 here in set number 3, getting a point for them on the match score.
Woo! I'm glad they got a good one in there. And boy, Sands with one of the biggest performances from Kaze we've seen to date. Pop off, young man.
Hey Kaze, and you win, it seems. Yesterday that was the case. Today, Sands showing us how that is done. And I think you brought up a pretty important point during the draft already, how now SSG had a comp that worked.
Bro, he could have done it like
was
a while ago
intrinsically
though,
good because
you know?
have something that the Gus can actually
And he's just
shoot
now getting
his
back
shield
to you.
to instead of just using it on himself already.
Yeah, this is the synergy that we need to see from Space Station Gaming. It was a repeat over what we saw yesterday in South America. You can't commit with something like a Gray and a Gus and then not have anything that it supports. You had the support this time. In fact, we even saw Bobby give the super to Juju once to keep her alive on her lane. We know that Space Station Gaming have the skills. They're not washed players mechanically. It's really just the draft that they've struggled on so much that has been the story really.
Said Janet pick
all
on
year.
double
It's a story
swoosh?
today.
Oh god. So it was a while ago. Yes, Prince, that's what we were doing this whole time. We weren't just sitting here doing nothing, dude.
And now
Hands and
then he's outranged, which is something I feel like
Double swoosh was the first game, right?
He's actually going to cost them a lot of control, and
Uh.
Bobby gets a free win.
The one was double swoosh.
picked up. It feels different though.
Oh, the stream's delayed, so that might have been like here,
Issue.
bro.
And from Space Station Gaming, they don't have
Yeah, we definitely missed it.
At least a little extra.
Buster can be so frustrating to deal with on a lane. The Tara first selection, she's going to be super strong on really any bush map. So I'm looking at her running like the left lane, coming out of here with maybe a, like gravity to get someone out of position, like a mid brawler. Now there's counterplay for STMN. I think that they could honestly like run a Janet up that lane if they want to scout things out. There are numerous strong options to deal with the Tara, maybe get rid of those bushes. Yeah, that's Janet, she's maxed here.
I think that was a really good analysis from you. I think that makes sense in the next line of thought. I'm really curious as why Tara was the pick above somebody like say.
Let's go!
Normal one, I think. I don't think there's anything wrong with Tara.
The montage grows stronger.
Tara there.
Sean, clip it and add it to our
So
montage.
instead of tankier brawlers, they're going to go the opposite. There's that Chester a little later down the line.
Coming out of here with
He called it too. He was like, Janet!
Get someone out of position, like a mid brawler. Now there's counterplay for STMN. I think that they could honestly like run a Janet up that lane if they want to scout things out. There are numerous strong options to deal with the Tara, maybe get rid of those bushes. Yeah, that's Janet, she's maxed here.
Yeah, I think that was a really good analysis from you. I think Janet makes sense in the next line of thought. I'm really curious as why Tara was the pick above somebody like, say, a Tara, because that's been the normal one, I think. I don't think there's anything wrong with Tara, but it's just interesting that SSG elect to go with Tara.
And they're glazing him, bro. They're glazing
So instead
him.
of tankier brawlers, they're going to go the opposite. There's that Chester a little later down the line. I think this is good. Because
They said good analyst.
we have
Good
the
analyst.
musical notes, the regular attack from Janet can pierce through those spawners from Tara, has at least a little extra distance, can play mid, and is very safe when she goes to the sky. And then Pain, or assuming he plays this brawler, but Chester in general does bring some vision.
Sean, tell him I said thank you.
Pocket now, so both sides are going to struggle if they want to get aggressive.
With the Chester in their pocket, it also means it's going to be challenging for Space Station.
Appreciate it.
Something like Kenji, who could totally wreck house here if you are unprepared. Space Station Gaming could lean in that direction in spite of the Chester. We've seen it.
I'm gonna go back to live.
B, though, so they do
Oh
have a little
shoot,
bit
what was
of
that
coverage and go something
timestamp?
like
I'll
that.
find it in a
It's
second.
a little scary.
I'm gonna go to my
matchup
phone and
into
flip
B as
it
an
real
individual.
quick.
It's one of the
I don't know
better
if
ways
you
to deal with
already
Hank,
flipped
but you are sacrificing that matchup as well. Things can be a great solution into B, though. Obviously, when that super drops, the projectiles, the single ones that come out of B are really easy to dodge. Carl going to be one they grab here. I like that aggressive option to go at B, especially in a close area.
Okay, so the Carl will be able to close the gap versus the B. STMN looking for a final option, something that will be viable when these walls are open. Space Station also could decide, hey, we actually want to leave the walls open. We'll go for a thrower last pick, which Carl should also be able to deal with sort of okay, but there's some really strong thrower selections out here. Meg is very unorthodox.
Like you said it a while ago.
Usually she's playing on something like Hot Zone where survival is paramount, since she kind of gets an extra life when she pops out of the mech. And she's also pretty good against things that get right on top of her, since she can like blast them away. She has pretty sizable damage in close range. I don't think that's really the approach that Space Station Gaming are going to take here, though. I have a feeling like a thrower last pick might be coming in. It would be a decently strong option for them, unless they decide they do want to break walls. Neither, actually. Maybe I need to go back and do my homework. Buster is a final selection now for Space Station Gaming.
Could be able to reflect some shots off of Meg, get a passive supercharge. I mean, I don't mind this. Buster is a regular, I would say, for this. The Meg is very unorthodox, like you mentioned, though. It's something I saw a lot of.
Oh, that's so gas.
From this region.
That's so gas.
In a set 5. The number 4 seed and the number 5 seed battling here in a set 5. This is a big deal for either.
Make it a short. Yeah, I think I'm gonna post the short right now.
An SSG battling organization.
I want to do a montage.
See how it goes down.
Looking at some of the health here as well, I think Bobby should be able to 3-shot Juan Carlos if he hits his gadget. So maybe that's part of the math for the Buster.
But we have Toxic Gene, we have Huddy, and we have Ready Set. I feel like we need more before I post anything.
Force their way in from the right side. Bobby, by staying close to Chino and dealing some damage, has gotten his super there.
But low-key, I could pre-fire like a
No slow there from Chino, and Juan Carlos slotting that ball forward. That's 1 and 2 onto Juan Carlos. But no kill. STMN will fall back a little bit. They're still trying to maintain control mid, but it's difficult.
I text some creators and I tell them, send me a voice thing of you saying it or something.
Does manage to grab a kill alongside Chino. They were able to just bolster the amount of HP the big man had and tank their way down that left hand in. Now SSG have an investment in the middle of the map.
Just make it like a short and add those things. Say like 3 done, more to come. Actually, yeah, that'd be good.
Diving and goes down immediately. That was a tough go at it there.
Yeah, that was rough right there. Need to see this ball head up to Sands. He's got plenty of health to work with. Payne also moving to the right side will be demeched by Sands.
He was like, they honestly could run like a Janet, and he started and giggled a little bit, bro. He almost broke
Carlos doing his worst, but cannot stop a hypercharged Buster running it down.
Great start for SSG. It was looking bleak, but they played a perfect defense. They're now able to come back. There's that thing super. The time warp is really messing with those B shots, make it rather easy to dodge. That fades away. Chino goes for a hypercharge, slows 2 of them. Juan Carlos with a tricky TP. Bobby with a pull, though, and will not miss. Now he's dribbling, deliberating.
Yeah, that's Janet. She's maxed here. That's hilarious.
Gonna have to elect whether he picks this up. Does get a kill. That's a nice swipe. Tacos, hypercharge. Might be trying.
You realize he basically just did like a sponsorship, bro?
Right now with that
that's
pistol.
crazy.
Most important thing for STMN is to...
But that's the equivalent of him saying, like, Monster Energy.
Do it at first. They had Space Station Gaming backed up to their goal, and Tacos made
because he knows that nobody's going to really pick up on it other than us. So, like, it's not weird for... Like, the analysts probably have no idea what that means.
That one caught Bobby off guard. It's now reduced to a 2v2. Payne healing,
and he's nerdy enough that like they wouldn't understand it.
Interaction despite being hypercharged. Space Station Gaming fall back once again. It's a game of defense. 20 seconds to make it happen. Bobby has the hypercharge and the super. They're looking pretty geared up for this final attempt from STMN.
The reflection coming out of Bobby here. The lens flare not doing enough as Payne is running it down. Sands, interception, teleport from Juan Carlos, 2v1, and he's cleared the way. SSG with a super kick and an excellent defense will extend it to 1 match point. Unbelievable stuff and a potential for a reverse sweep.
A match point that we reached in double swoosh.
Wait, who got the Toxic Gene one? Who did the Toxic Gene?
SSG and can now culminate
I forgot who that is.
in a match victory.
I forgot who did it.
They've looked shaky today, but they've corrected on their error. No, Lumi, we're not letting that happen. It's going to be banned. They did it this time, and it seems to be going well for them so far. The
Make a video of me saying it for the first time.
It has been ebbing and flowing, and back and forth here on center stage.
That's a lot of work.
Chino and Bobby have been repeatedly backed into a corner. Bobby's going to find himself legitimately in that situation, just trying to keep the range versus Juan Carlos. Juan doesn't really want to suicide onto him, knows that he's 2-shot for Bobby at the moment, decides not to engage, but Tacos has an early game hyper that could change things on the left.
I gotta find the Toxic Gene one again. I just noticed.
To be a hero will go for
what
this
did you just
ball.
notice?
Juan Carlos weak. Meg outside of the mech. There's not much more they can do.
He sent the message like a second after he said it.
From Chino, but they're true red. It doesn't
Dang.
matter. front. That's why he's trying to hit with that
That's
second
commitment,
time
bro.
that the bees come around. Just doesn't give him that much range, though. That said, it does give him some pretty good ability to enable Sands on the left side here, who's mostly fighting alone. In fact, he's going to get pinched between Tacos and Pain. Decides it's time to commit. Tacos pops the super to get some additional survivability.
20 minutes ago,
but
and he
cannot
said
keep him
that's
alive versus Sands.
Bro, so he was literally just like, he
Now,
said it,
Everett's
and
getting
then
taken
once
down by
his
Gino,
turn was
and
done
Bobby's won the
commentating,
lane
he
on
pulled
the
up
right
his
side,
phone and was like,
enabling him to push this ball forward and finally get some mid control for SSG.
Team play is excellent.
So we could have seen it live, yeah.
Roster
It's okay,
back in the
bro, it's
middle of the
okay.
map. Still donuts for both sides. No goals.
Sean pre-fired it.
Pain is
Sean
working on
pre-fired
getting
it, made us
back
looking
in
back
the
like a
days.
game behind.
Hypercharge available in the back pocket as well. Bobby popping one.
It's
of
all
his-
good, though.
Everything. Pain goes down immediately. Taco's left all alone. Shot goes through from Chino. Wide open net. Bobby waltzes on in, and SSG are one away from moving on to the semifinals.
Bro, I need to find
SSG
a
have
toxic
proven themselves
team one again.
capable of defending. The goal scoring ability of STMN doesn't really seem to be there.
Dude, SSG might win
and
here.
Taco's also with quite a bit of HP, but nothing with CC that can really get this ball in. And even with their backs against the wall, SSG have managed to defend. They need the damage here and now. Bobby now trying to
Who
defend
would've
this right
pinned it,
side. Now
right?
he's got to go left,
Shit, chat.
right. This is a goal for STMN. They can walk this one on through. A disaster for SSG. They only had to hold on for 40 seconds. Within 20,
Nah.
STMN has equalized the score.
Overtime
it's in
makes
the meme
things real
section,
interesting. They
okay.
have a B on their side, but Buster does not have great range. Sands is just a big bubble, but other than that, it's a tank walking up the middle of the map. And as all these walls come down, plenty of green grass for both of these sides. The red team moving on this right-hand end. Juan Carlos from the distance, a TP through. And now, Hypercharge. Sands marching up the middle of the map. The slow torpedoes will...
Oh, we need to get Kevu to say it.
Shot away.
We need to get
Torpedo
Kevu to
connects as
say
well,
it.
pass
That's who
over
we
to
really need
Bobby.
to get to say it.
Open net, and SSG have done the unthinkable. What a bounce back in the spring split.
Wow, SSG just punched their ticket.
At long last,
Wow, Sands just had an earthquake on that bed.
The celebration.
Sands
is
just had an
here.
earthquake on that. I'm just
Former
kidding. I'm just kidding.
taken down.
I'm just
Bobby
kidding.
and Sands exact their revenge, and the celebration from Chino as well. What a nail biter! After 2
Oh, I
sets,
found it.
they
It was
were
Ethan.
already knocking at death's
Ethan
door.
did it.
Lumi here, Lumi there, nowhere from now on. It's not coming out anymore. They've solved the strategy. They only dropped 1 game on their way to victory.
All of a sudden, it's SSG all over. Yeah, it's just their comfort zone, I feel. Every single time we've seen them do well, it was a 3-2 in the end. They did also make it into...
We'll do a full montage at the end,
but
bro.
also then it was a 3-2 against their...
We'll do the full montage. Like
OG.
all the creators we can get saying it.
It's where
It'll be like an end of
it
summer
seems they had
montage
a good
video.
draft this
But
time around
I'll do the
despite
shorts
the
now, and I'll be
being
like
burned out,
in the
their
text. I'll be like, who
secret
is
ace up
next?
their sleeve. With the B, they did just as well, Kenny.
What a match. Like you all said, I mean, there's just something about SSG in these high-pressure situations. They just keep seeming to find themselves in these set 5s. I want to give a major...
Alright, I gotta go pee. I'll be right back. We'll play some Brawl Stars to end the stream.
Hank there, no goals, of course, in the stat line, but did drop 9 kills as the big guy.
Yeah, be like, leave down in the
Set 4
comments
for the
who's
massive
gonna win.
pop-off plays, and that Kaze set 3 was unbelievable. Who would have thought STMN had a 2-0 lead?
Dude, we can get Kevu to say it. I'll get Kevu. He reads my messages like
And it's still
3
SSG
times a
that
stream, I
gets the
think. I'm
So much
averaging like
respect.
3, so I could probably say, "Yo, Kevu, say Janet Max tier," and he's like, "Yo, what's a Janet
just mad
Max tier?" He'll
respect
say something
to
like
all
that,
the
and
players
it'll
who
count.
showed up here. STMN coming in with their new roster.
What's
and
up, King?
Almost making this happen.
Alright, I'll be right back. I'm gonna use the restroom real
Joining
quick, then we'll play some
Vulture,
Brawl
and then
Stars with
SSG,
viewers for like
shield your
10 minutes,
eyes.
and then I'll
The
probably get
predictions
off.
looked a little bit rough. Still got it, yeah.
I want to extend that shout out to Sands. He was not only that Hank that made a huge difference, but also the Kaze in open business, where SSG finally showed what is in them. It was the first set they won, and I think from that point on, they just did better and better. They talk a lot about how the mechanics were fairly good. Their drafts weren't, and I really hope for them that they have some better drafts in the semis. And Sands is in fact the star player here, the match MVP voted by the people we're watching on event.brawlstars.com, Kenny.
Some good choices, to say the least, though. I mean, look at this set right here. Sands was a pop-off player on the Kaze, on that newest brawler. I know I'm certainly taking notes. And look at him, putting Pain in a corner here. I mean, so many instances, too. Some great plays from everybody, to be honest with you. I felt like Bobby was a huge contributor as well throughout that. And that's the best part of this game. Just seeing the excitement, seeing what it means. I think often we just see them as brawlers in the field, but they're humans, too. Big win for SSG. Best of luck to STMN as they continue. After all, this is a new player that they just acquired, so there's still hope for them yet as this season continues.
I really love to see the celebrations as well. In the end, each one of those players has started out as a tier 3, tier 2 player. Now they made it all the way to the monthly finals. Of course, those two teams have been here for a little while already, but we do also have some newcomers every now and then. So everybody watching right now, I look forward to maybe casting your games in the future, maybe be able to stream your matches here in the BSC as well. For now, we're heading into a quick break. Next up is going to be Elevate versus Eternal Esports, so you better stay tuned.
You have shield, you have shield. Yeah. Watch yourself, watch yourself.
No! One more. I pull two. Viper in.
Get it to him, get it to him.
Pass. Nice! Go!
We are back with the June on
I'm back!
now in North America.
Elevate versus Eternal!
Now in quarterfinal number 3. Ark, did you think that this?
Oh, we're not watching this game, by the way.
I mean, after all,
I don't really care about the result. Actually, I might want to see Vegeta for a little bit.
It was the one behind
My
the scenes
soul
that
off
we
when
all
listening
said
to that.
was
My
50-50.
creation is
Really
thank you for your
good
help.
either way.
Yeah.
You know, SSG had a really tough qualifier.
Alright,
Big question
bro.
marks around how they were going to perform today. All credit to them.
I'm gonna start
What a great
making
reverse
YouTube
sweep that
short.
really was to come down and get the draft right and to bring the mechanics back. Lovely, by the way. Watching.
Who should I lead off
Just
with? Definitely
completely
Toxic
bounced
Team.
between what they were saying and between the sets as well. Typical BSC community there. You know, once you sort of start doubting a team, it's only inevitable they're going to make a comeback.
I mean, yeah, not gonna lie, after set
'Cause the
number 1 and
delay
2,
too.
I already got my sunglasses ready. I was about to like bring you in, Ark, and be like, oh my god, we just got it. We know what we're doing. And then Roar sweeps. Space Station Gaming just really feels comfortable when they can push it to the limit to set 5. Let's see if our next quarterfinal is gonna be just as close. It's no one other than Elevate versus Eternal Esports. Another one of those new
Video
names
at
here
the start
ready
of all.
in
Not the
Eternal
shorts,
Esports.
not the shorts. Maybe the montage.
I'm really looking forward to this one, just because of like what we've seen going on social media, like a little bit of rivalry here, maybe some things up at stake. But Elevate
I cut
was
Huddy's
recently
plug
saw
out.
them
I don't
here
care.
At the Brawl Cup, we saw them in North
NHG, they lost the tribe. They took the Brawl Ball set to final point, but they got 3-0 swept.
A key factor in the
They took the Brawl Ball set to
Patchy
final
was
point.
able
Like
to
they
take
were
that
1-1
mantle
Brawl Ball
and
set.
he
They
stepped
went
up
to
the
OT
challenge.
and they
Retired
sold.
as he may have been,
But
he's
the first
still
two games
fitting
weren't
well
close,
into
but the
this
Brawl Ball
winning
set was.
roster of
It's
Vegeta.
unfortunate, but they are going against the number 1
Once again,
seed
we
tribe,
wanted to
who's
hear what they
dominated
have
for
to say
4
about
months straight.
this
So
summer split. It's top of the point
it's okay.
season.
They'll be back in
The
monthlies,
leaderboard
hopefully
could
doing
be
good.
on the green.
Yo, Diego's not on my screen. Why is Rage Vader on my screen, bro? Could have seen it like, thanks. SSG won, by the way. So my pro pass points are safe.
Couldn't go to the Brawl Cup, so I want to compete again, and I think I can prove myself to win.
The middle guy? No, it was the guy on the right. It's Ready Set said it.
I think my team.
Bro, they have the Brawl Cup curse.
I
Everything else,
was
like these
excited
monthly
to let
finals,
him
are gonna seem like
watch
nothing.
him
So they're
play,
just not gonna play good.
I think it was an excited
Or
event,
tense,
so I
yeah.
want to go a land really soon, being worse in the second split. I think I don't wanna face Tribe on World Finals because we already face them every single time we play on monthly finals. So I hope they do a great work, but in another.
Bro, can I not do like the auto words? What's going on here, chat? How do I do the auto words? I'm so old.
Diego
I'm so
Gamer
old.
doesn't want to see Tribe in
do I do
the
the auto
World
words?
Finals. Well, then he
Groomsman, bro,
starts
look at this
fixing them
guy,
because they're still
bro,
the
look
top
at
one
this
seed at the moment. Unlike they themselves, they've always been.
I cannot go to the
second
Brawl
mark, and I think
Cup.
we need to
Why are you
elaborate a
picking
bit
on
more on this
Diego?
graphic.
Yeah, so I mean the phrase.
I know you're talking about
you know,
Diego,
always
too.
the bridesmaid, never the bride. But for Vegeta, he's the groomsman here today. I think Melty already had the overlay for the bridesmaid, so he's going to be the groomsman today. Yeah, it's a second place finish for Elevate. But again, you've got to remember, like a team that have been in every single grand.
They're all
final
getting
this year,
clipped whether
I mean,
they
that is
want to or
consistency,
not.
regardless of being second place.
And they've been then picked up by Elevate. Now they're standing in strong second. Also had a showing at the Brawl Cup. They did make it to day number 2. So in that regard, they did beat Tribe already ready.
This is, yeah, like by proxy. Okay,
No,
then
not
maybe that
SpongeBob,
means
bro. I need to
something.
hear the voice.
But
Yo, get this-
nonetheless, yes, they are very, very good. They've taken sets off of Tribe. Hey, maybe we say, well, they've beaten Tribe like, you know, 50% or 30%, however you want to spin it. I have confidence in them being able to take down Eternal today. Now, Eternal, this is
I'm making it on
the
TikTok because then the
latest
edits will
org that has
carry over
signed
better
this
for
band of
shorts.
brothers that has been together for so long. Betiches, Frixie, I mean, gosh, they were called Wash Team at one point.
This is the eternal beef that has been going on between these two organizations, back and forth all over socials. You'll have to see it. Always a good part of the BSC, and we're going to be holding them to their word here.
Wait, 10 ball passes
the
plus a
line,
5 and better
whoever
do a
takes the
challenge
loss brings out the bag. 10 brawl passes.
What are they doing? What is this challenge?
The bet was here. But yeah, great sportsmanship all round, and good to see these two organizations, yeah, give you a bit of trash talk, a bit of healthy, good old trash talk along the way.
Eternal, the opponents of Elevate, is for them it's the second monthly finals appearance this year. They're the one team that
Bro, why
took
would you
Tribe
do the
all
second?
the way to set number 5. So they've managed to do something that Elevate is waiting to do, and Elevate does try to take that throne off of Tribe Gaming's hands in the end. Well, looking back at the last few months, we all agree here that Elevate should technically take this one, but we're always happy about some upsets. We've definitely had them in the past weekend already, so I wouldn't be too surprised, honestly, if we had some switches
Bro, hopefully he doesn't
and
get in trouble.
shakeups also in this region.
They don't even know.
I would be surprised. I mean, I'm going to take the opposite viewpoint. That would be quite shocked if Elevate all of a sudden are like not performing up to scratch. That said, you did
Alright, I'm
bring
using
up
AI
how,
captions.
Eternal
Oh,
did manage
wow.
to take. Yeah, wow, that's
They
pretty
missed the best
serious
part.
right
It's
there.
fine. They
Look,
all
this is
left
the
after I
familiar
stopped.
team.
After
Folks
Tribe
at home
versus
have been
NG
watching
stopped, a
World
lot of
Cup,
people left.
and
Then
maybe
after
they
done
forgot
doing mini
about
games,
the
they all left
performance from
because we were
Eternal.
just staring at the
Let's
screen.
return to what I was saying though. Eternal, they did manage to take a couple of sets off of Tribe Gaming in a quarterfinal. When we got to catch up with Tribe Gaming after the fact, they said, oh yeah, we just like didn't prep at all for the quarterfinals. And I'm sure that was Eternal's like best showing right there. So look, you're getting good drafts in there. Outdrafted Tribe, I think pretty much like 4 out of 5 times in that matchup right there. So they've got the abilities. In my opinion though, I don't think they really hold a candle to Elevate.
We're heading into the draft. Quarterfinal number 3, it's Elevate versus Eternal Esports, a match I was looking forward to here, and I'm also eager to see what they're coming up with. We saw a lot of Gus in the previous match. We saw some Chester yet again, some of the same faces. Kaz is going to be bad down here, Lumi as well, so at least those two very strong brawlers at the moment are out of the way arc.
Yeah, Gus for me.
Alright, that's
Angelo,
good.
there's another one up there for sure. Bell, Gray. These
Bro,
are
Prince, what are you
really
counting
good,
for right
solid
now, dude?
picks that are up for grabs. Again, I think Gus is a pretty safe one here for Elevate if they want to go for it. But RT as well, really solid on this particular map too. They want to be able to add some tanks or some speed as well. Certainly Eternal are that kind of team which, to me, would like to kind of run down their opposition. But back over now to Elevate. Let's see what they kind of want to add to the equation. Yep, that's what's picking. You can't really go wrong with it, in my humble opinion. It's just one of those great first-time brawlers, and gives you some options as to what you want to do with the shield.
He's just so consistent. Kenny earlier called him
Alright,
a
I
point
posted on
guard. He
TikTok.
really gets to be the centerpiece of a composition. You know, he's not
And
the
now
one
I'm
making
gonna
the
go-
plays. He's really just the one enabling them. He's the anchor for the composition. We've seen earlier, like the Gus and the Gray run together. It just, at that point, becomes mandatory that you run something that they both enable, since they really do fit support brawlers. Bell's one that you mentioned just a moment ago. I think from Elevate, this is a pretty strong commitment to the long range matchup, but Bell is going to give them like a better option if
Probably
they're just
add a-
aiming to take
I don't know, I should
away
probably add something
one of the
to that
things that
too,
Eternal can have to deal with an
the
aggressive
voiceover
last
of me
game.
explaining it.
Certainly deters the idea of a Hank potentially, which is open here. The bell
Or if
will
the
be able to
other
mark
dude
it up,
says it
and
again.
Let's see how Eternal are feeling on that side of things. It's not
I don't
out
know.
of the
I
question.
feel bad
Danny
saying
will
no to
have
that,
the
Sean. Why would
worst
you?
of
Why
match
would you?
here,
Make,
Gray. I
why
mentioned
would you
it's,
say
it's
that?
right up there, really, as one of the top picks on this particular map, and has been really for the majority of this monthly final.
Did he
across
ask
the
that?
2 weeks that we've had?
Because I'm be honest,
Gray
we don't need
got
him to
such a
say it
substantial
again.
win rate. Eternal want to combine with this. Something threatening, no doubt.
I'll be honest, we don't need him to say it
Is
again.
where Gray is going to
Like, did he ask you that?
What do they want to throw at?
Because now I feel bad.
I mean, I still like the range approach. I think that Angelos can be, a tough brawler to make work when under pressure and being pushed off against. So, Ollie, big tank, and of course.
Like, I'd be willing to donate it
so
on Twitch,
dominant
maybe if he
in
does it
this
for his own live stream, you know?
Ollie is one of the better things that Elevate could have combined with.
Like,
this
don't
gun,
tell
so
him
we're
that, but
gonna
like,
have to think of
if I
something
watch a Ready Set stream and
something
we
that
want to
can
get him to say it on
provide
his
close
stream,
range
then
attack
I'd be
versus
willing
an
to do
Ollie,
that kind of
since
thing.
he does often operate as an assassin, and he's straight up one of the strongest selections on this map.
But no,
Diego
don't
also
offer
has
that to him.
counterplay
Don't, like,
on
say
this
that, 'cause
bell
that'll
if,
make me
of
feel
course,
bad
he
if I don't.
decides to select that brawler. Because he can mark up that Ollie, make it take additional damage, won't really be able to do much in that regard. I'm looking at Eternal's composition. I'm looking at something pretty disjointed here. Hank, another one
Bro,
that
Sean,
you
come on,
mentioned
bro.
would be an excellent combination with really either the Gus or with the Gray. This time it's going to be combined with the Gus. Going to be
Sean's trying to
able
hustle me
over
for money
there.
right now. Bro, I don't
The
have money
Bell
like that.
selection also makes that team a lot more viable. And this is a brawler with a ton of health that Ollie won't be able to take down solo. So it's just one fewer option for him to jump on.
Yeah, it's good drafting from Elevate there. The order in which to prioritize the Bell first made a ton of sense, and if Eternal were considering the Hank, that may have been enough to deter them from
Glad you're joking, because
Let's see how things start out. The Blue Star quickly hand over to Eternal. We're going to want to utilize this Angelo. It's a great map for Angelo here as well. Already Elevate getting stuck into the mid. FX can't quite reach Aliana's there on the left-hand side. You have to think better of it and heal up accordingly here, but no takedowns either way. I think for
Bro's
both
trying to
sides,
clip
they
my
would
bank
quite
down.
like to earn this.
That's money I could be
important
giving away
early
to fans,
utility.
not people
Because
who
left-hand
don't
side, there's a big separation. Eternal as a big out of position. Aliana's is staring me in the face, and really, Elevate should have cleaned that up a lot faster than they actually did in the end.
Yeah, it looked a little bit confusing with the Ollie sort of bouncing around, but that's 2 kills now for Elevate, with Gray falling on the right and Ollie on the left. In spite of lacking that blue
gonna
star that
stream
was picked up by
monthly
Frixie
qualifiers
at the
day
beginning
2
of
in
the
2
game.
weeks, so
They're
we
still
can do it
leading by a
there.
solid 3
Yeah, we
stars.
could.
Let's see what they have to
We
offer
could.
on defense. And Vegeta sort of outside.
I also like to watch
numerous
Party
different
Day too,
brawlers.
too.
Diego Gamer's
Well,
health
Loki, I
is
have
on the
NHG
right.
to follow now, so
Vegeta
we might
is there
do one
to finish the
ourselves.
job onto the mid,
For
onto
day
Gray,
2.
onto
That could be
Frixie
fire.
on the left side. This is looking pretty challenging. Eternal are really
If I'm
just
free,
throwing
I'm
whatever they
hoping
got
to,
at
but
them,
I don't know.
trying to
Yeah.
find working strategies, but they have not found anything just yet.
Nice
Okay, I hope
taps
I'm free for
from
it.
Diego Gamer there onto the Gray.
What's up, Wayne?
Forcing him right far
I'm
back and
back.
marked
Big boy.
up.
I just watched like 7
As you'd like to
bits
see,
of
Petruccia's
CP.
going to have a tough matchup on that lane side now. Can't go nearly as aggressive as Alianas comes in. Hypnosis is there as well, finds MX, bringing him back to his teammates. Look at all that taking his HP and a super as well to bring his HP back into order. Staying put, the rock in the mid now finally taken care of by Frixie. Alianas coming back into the mid yet again. Trades both sides. There is a star lead for Elevate. The blue is with Eternal. For 15 seconds, it is Eternal that do need a pickup here.
Huge potential for them as well. They've got 2 hyperchargers. Here comes Angelo on the left and Gray on the right. That's a hypercharged hole on the right side. Evex trying to absorb all that damage, and Alianas looks for the hypnosis. Diego Gamer remains alive, and Evex follows up with a super to get the kill and stay alive. Elevate remain on top. They looked nice and cool and calm. They did feed some utility there for the end of the game, but it could not be utilized. Maybe a great hypercharge earlier into the game would.
Alright, I'm gonna do my
that could
solar
account
fame,
for
and then
a
I think I'm
potential
gonna end
lane
and
swap
go
in the
eat
next game
stuff.
because we've seen how
'Cause it's getting
frequently
late.
Eternal are actually switching out their strategy. They're
I'll be
switching out
following
the
monthly,
same thing.
finals if
Frixie
you guys
up
want.
mid to put that blue star,
My
which
dreams
is
came
on
true.
the right.
Yeah, bro, so be nicer to
Win
me,
their
dude.
matchups
I'm
this
trying
time.
here.
Because previously,
Like, I'm
Vegeta
trying.
was diffing the long range.
I want to do this
So
fame
seconds
thing so I
as
can
well.
record a short
That
for
Hank
it.
star power of take cover. 20%, less damage taken whilst near.
Be nice to ready set? Oh, I will, absolutely. Good, Sean, slide me his Discord so I can thank
in
him.
terms of that damage, so that works out really nicely.
So I mean his
stealing this
Discord,
right
and I
side.
might like
Shit's
sub to him on
is,
Twitch.
Pretty low there as
I
well.
have a Prime sub. I'll probably use that to
And
sub to
in
him
the
on
mid,
Twitch. Actually,
FX
now that I
now
think about
having
it,
that
that'd be a
super
better way of
full HP
donating.
can go on the aggressive now and start to lead a push for his team.
Because that's just like I'm paying that every month anyway, so I might as well just give it to him. Don't tell him that though, Sean. All right, I don't like to promise people things. But that if I see him live streaming, I will do that. But send me his info in Discord, and I'll add him and reach out. I'll thank him for it, and then I'll say next time you're streaming,
Gray
I'll
has
drop
got
a
dimensional
sub or
doors.
something.
Let's see, can just bring his team forward. Frixis needs to heal here as well.
Yeah, and we
Of
can
course, the
also
Ollie
all
always
hop in a
dangerous
stream,
thing, goes
of
TP
course.
away.
I think that'd be
He's
cool.
on the
I think
aggressive
Eternal's
time.
gonna lose,
Plenty of
bro.
time here for
I
Eternal.
do not
Trying
have
to get
faith.
themselves together just a little bit here. As Patricius now comes down
How
to the
close am I?
left-hand side, but this Gray has been struggling a lot into this comp. If Diego gave
I'm gonna get it
him
any second, that's
a
what
mark
I'm
here
thinking
as
of.
well, and tried to deter a little bit of that aggression. Nice Wolf and Kane connection on the Gadget side as well, as Diego now have to heal up.
Alright. Come on, Frags. Like, I'm trying to do something here, dude. Wait, am I clip farming this? I think I'm clip farming this. How close am I? Alright, yeah, I'm clip farming. I'm clip farming. You guys ready for the clip farm? Yo, YouTube! After grinding all my masteries, bro, I finally went up a fame. And keep in mind, before the masteries, I had no progress towards in my solar one. Alright. Let's get it, let's go. Okay, it's fine, it's fine. I'm not freaking out, you're freaking out. Alright, let's just hope we have one stored somewhere. We're gonna go through our brawlers that we grinded all the masteries on. And we're gonna up M's. Thank heavens. Alright! Solar 2. Let's go! Let's go! It's gonna take me forever to get Solar 3, but it's okay. The W Masteries. We got the player icon now. That's nice. Let's go, baby. Alright. And I didn't even have to collect my Brawl Pass ones. That's crazy. W. Alright, that's my clip. I got my clip. How do I send his Discord? Just like copy, go to his username, click copy username. You just click on his username and it will say copy username, and then you can send it to me, and I'll just manually add him. Alright, bro. What's Rezu doing? Rezu trying to carry me? Alright, I'm gonna hop off for a bit.
Ayala's coming in a really dangerous
Go
position.
unplug.
Hypnosis onto Vegeta, and a pickup there.
W ready set.
Will be perfect for the pickup.
W ready
Still
set, by the
elevates,
way.
who are slightly behind.
We'll hit 80k. I'll try
Now,
not to do it
10
off
seconds
stream. Like,
now.
I'll
This
leave
line
just
in the middle
before.
is in a good placement.
Like, I'll leave
Now
it just
let's see, can
before if I
X
get
close
close.
the gap. 4,000 HP.
Appreciate you guys.
The nick of
Remember,
time
Janet
here.
Max
Can
tier.
he
Thanks for
get the
subbing.
pickup here?
Go on to
It's
my
nice
Q&A
start
video
to
if you
full
haven't
turtle.
already.
They're gonna
Comment
keep
and
it
like.
set.
Nicely done.
Yeah, I mean, it's just
for
like
Eternal
Sean
over
Prince,
here.
like one other
They managed
person
to
right now.
keep
Everybody else left,
control
but still, it was a good
the
stream,
entire
guys.
time. That is the way that they need to solve this. Because if they can't hold on to that blue star and play defensive, then they're not able to get in. We